Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
You're listening to the Sports Blast
We got entertainment for the whole family.
with Ashish Arma.
They lost. You know why they lost? Because Tony Romo could not get it done. That's been his track record his entire career, is that he chokes. Yes, he deserves all the blame in the world.
Brian Roach.
Can we just call him Who Man? I'm just going to call him Who Man.
Call him Who Man.
Yeah.
That's the way the broadcasters get away with it, guys.
We would just be idiots saying nonsense.
David Pollard.
Louis Erickson's got to keep his head up there. That's Hockey 101. You learn that in mites. Keep your head up or you're going to get decked.
Okay, all right, good talk, Coach. Thanks.
And Mark Lozelle.
And he Ainge pulled a trade to get draft picks. For what reason?
To use them.
To use them. Do you use them in trades or do you use them as draft picks?
Well, you can both. You can use it, but both.
Only on ESPN New Hampshire.
Give me baseball and hockey. Crab cake and football.
How do you like them, man?
ESPN New Hampshire, 900 AM Nashua,
Sorry, Dave, finish your thought. What were you saying?
I forget.
and 1250 AM Manchester.
Oh, no, that doesn't work. No, don't ruin it. No.
And ESPNNewHampshire.com.
Game on! Game on!
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a Sunday edition of the Sports Blast here on ESPN New Hampshire and ESPNNewHampshire.com. As always, I'm Ashish Sharma, joined by Brian Roach, David Pollard, and Mark Lozelle. Refresh my memory, guys. Why are we here on a Sunday again?
There's some college basketball
Yeah, there's
or
some
something.
tournament. It's called what March Madness
March-
or something?
The
NCAA basketball
something
tournament?
like that. I don't know.
68 teams, was it? Right?
Beats me.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, well, that is why we are here on a Sunday. It's because we got moved because of the NCAA tournament, which I'm pretty sure everyone out there has lost out on the billion-dollar opportunity that Warren Buffett was offering. But
Yeah.
There
whatever.
was actually someone who didn't enter the $1 million thing on Yahoo.
Billion.
Yeah, that's even more outrageous. He was perfect through the first round.
Really?
Through the round at 32.
Yes.
Wow.
But he wasn't on the perfect bracket thing. He was just like
He
a
didn't sign up
regular
for it?
bracket.
Wow.
No, he did.
So then why didn't he get it?
He used a different, like he put, you know how you can have like 10 different brackets?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. You can only have one for that
One-
challenge.
yeah.
You can't submit more than one.
That's a shame.
Yeah, but he lost the Syracuse game. That was the game that blew up his bracket.
Right.
I mean,
right.
there were so many games that blew up my bracket. I did well on day one. I did
Yes,
13,
you did.
13 to
Yes, you
16
did.
day one, and then I did like the opposite day two. I went 3 to 16.
Yeah, the one that I didn't see coming was Duke and Mercer. Obviously, Syracuse.
I knew Duke was going to lose like the next round,
Can I
but I
just say,
didn't think Mercer.
Can I just say, yeah, but
did
can
you pick Duke?
I picked Duke over
I
Mercer.
I picked Duke over Mercer, yes.
Well,
and then Harvard over
yeah, now-
Cincinnati?
But I had them losing the next game.
No, but let me just say one thing about Duke. If you didn't have enough respect for Coach K already, after what he did, I don't know if you guys saw
after
this,
the game.
goes into the Mercer locker room and personally congratulates the other team. I mean, Coach K.
Exceptional.
I mean, if you didn't love this guy already, I mean, I've always been a huge fan of Mike Krzyzewski. Obviously a legend at Duke, one of the greatest college basketball coaches of all time, head coach of Team USA basketball. Absolutely amazing that he did that. And he went in and said something along the lines of, if we lost to any team, I'm glad we lost to you guys because you're a hell of a basketball team. That's just amazing.
the cliche version. It's always, if we're going to lose, we better lose to a team that can beat us.
Right.
And the Mercer player was like, oh, my God, like, Coach K just walked in and gave us that. That's awesome.
That was pretty cool. So, I mean, we got the March Madness, which is why we're here on a Sunday, and we have a little bit of an abridged show today. We're only going to be up here until noon.
Yeah, because of the March Madness.
Because March Madness is going to be starting up again, and I believe next week as well, we are going to be here on Sunday, but I believe the week after that,
We're back
on
Saturday.
To our normal 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
After
on
the
Saturdays.
Red Sox season starts.
Very quickly, I want to get it in there. Happy birthday, Dave.
Thanks.
Happy
It
birthday,
is
Dave.
Dave. You are 24 today, correct?
Big number 24. I can almost rent a car.
That's the goal. 25,
Almost.
right?
25, is that the goal?
25.
The
I
goal-
worked.
the
I
goal
worked
is 21.
when I was in college. No, when I was in college, I worked in car rental. It is 25.
Yes.
Except I guess for me, I think 21 at the time, but because I worked there, I was able to drive the cars for some reason.
Well,
so.
There
that's
you go.
driving the cars, not renting them.
Good
Well,
point.
I mean, you still get to
Good
drive them
point.
around.
I still get to drive a rental car.
Yeah.
But Dave, how was your birthday? Today's your birthday.
Well,
but you had a
yeah.
celebration this weekend with
I've
your
been
family.
I've been celebrating. I went out on Friday down to the waterfront in South Boston with a couple of friends, and we watched some March Madness. Got to watch the Bruins clinch a playoff spot against Colorado, which was awesome.
Where'd you
And,
go?
We went to Jerry Remy's down the waterfront for a little
Nice.
bit, and then kind of, went all over the place from there after the games
There's
were over.
so many Jerry
Bar
Remy's
hopping.
restaurants.
Yeah, this the
Yeah.
one I go to is on Boylston usually.
The one
but
by Fenway.
the one right
That's
behind
the
Fenway,
original
yeah.
one, yep.
Yep.
And then they made that second location down on the
There's a
Seaport
third
District.
location,
Yeah, there's
too.
three. There's
Mhm.
three.
They're
total.
making a couple more too. I know that because I was talking to one of the employees there. So they're opening a few more. If you're a fan of Jerry Remy's,
It's very expensive. right?
went there. Well, no, not really.
not that bad.
It's,
I go there
it's
all the
normal.
time.
It's average price for like a bar and grill where you can go and have a drink and watch some sports games. Pretty average price.
Okay.
Very reasonable, and it was a great time. And then some Dave and Buster's yesterday. Won some prizes. and-
DMB.
Yeah, DMB.
Believe it,
Never been there.
I've never. Yeah, neither have I. I've never
it's
been
a
to
good
David
time.
We
Buster's.
should
It's a
go
good time.
sometime.
It really
I was
is,
thinking of
um,
actually just like crashing
his
his
party?
Yeah, I live like right there. It's like
Well, you
let's
said
go.
this on the way up. Dave and Buster's is like a Chuck E. Cheese for adults.
It essentially is. And I remember Chuck E. Cheese was the greatest thing ever when I was a
Mm-hmm.
kid in the 90s. I was actually joking with Mark. I was saying, I remember in elementary school, kids would hand out their invitations like, hey, come to my birthday. Where's it at? Chuck E. Cheese. Absolutely. I'm going to be there. I will be there for sure. Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese was awesome. But I was actually just thinking about this. This is the second time on the show we have had a co-host celebrate his birthday.
Yeah.
Because our debut was Mark's birthday.
Oh, nice.
January 18th.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of looked ahead on the calendar just to see if I could get in on the action. August 23rd, that's my birthday. That is a Saturday.
Look at that.
So, yeah. And what about you, Brian? When's
My birthday's on like a Tuesday,
When is your
Aw,
birthday?
That's
Brian?
unfortunate.
July 1st.
July
Canada
1st.
Day.
Okay.
The Cubs are coming to town. I'll be working at Fenway that day. So
Yeah, he's right. July 1st is a Tuesday. So the cool people have their birthday on a Saturday
Yeah,
this
we
year,
got- we got the
apparently.
weekend
hey, I
birthday.
get to see the Red Sox play the Cubs on my birthday. So
That's actually pretty awesome. That's awesome. But anyways, yeah, as I mentioned, we got a kind of a jam-packed show in this 2-hour period that we got here. Where you can call in
compact.
a very compact edition of the Sports Blast. 603-883-9900 is your call-in number. You can also text us at 50352. As I was mentioning, guys, last week we were off. That had to be the worst week to be off, considering
Awful
everything
time.
that happened with the Patriots. I mean, that week for the Patriots, that 72 hours or whatever it was, had to be the most eventful stretch of time in any offseason
like 5 years.
Yeah, and can I just say that this offseason for the Patriots so far has already trumped last offseason.
it's
like
Trump
less than
like the
70
last like 4.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, just
since they went all out and got Moss and Welker,
yeah.
this is
and
the best
last
offseason.
offseason was like the worst in franchise history with Aaron Hernandez, Rob Gronkowski's 5 surgeries, Wes Welker leaving, the signing of Danny Amendola, who for some reason I knew was going to suck. Just all those things.
Hey,
I mean,
he was injured. You can't say he sucks unless he's fully healthy.
Okay,
and
all right.
still
I'm
what we
sucks.
sorry.
want.
He doesn't suck.
I think, but I mean, you can say it was a sucky signing, can't you? The
Yeah.
fact
Yeah.
that he was injured,
28.5,
that's a bad
5
signing.
years, $10 million.
Well, they also got LeGarrette Blount last year, so.
Yeah, but overall, you'd have to look at last year's offseason for the Patriots and say what.
They're now a top
what did you
5
do?
defense with Brandon Browner and Darrell
I
Williams.
think, I mean, and we'll get into this, but I think you could argue that they are the second best secondary behind Seattle.
Sure.
Brandon
Well,
Browner and
make
Darrell
the
Reeves.
argument.
Even if they didn't sign Browner, it would have been Darrell Reeves.
It would have been top 5. I mean, Darrell Reeves is a defense-changing player. I mean, this guy, as Brian and I were talking about going back and forth a couple weeks ago about being the best cornerback in the league today, I still stand by Richard Sherman kind of holding that right now. I'd give
I
it
don't
to
think
Richard
so.
Sherman.
I think Richard
because
Sherman's only been in the league 2 or 3 years.
He's been in the league 3 years. He's entering his 4th, but I think in the time that he's been in the league now, obviously Revis has been in the year. In the
He's
in
an
the
island
league.
named after
He's
him.
been
Come
in
on,
the,
guys.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's been in the league 7 years, so obviously he's got a little bit of a head start. And I know interceptions.
He's
aren't-
going to change the way the Patriots.
Oh, yeah, Darrell
rush,
Revis.
pass rush. The pass rush is going to be better.
Oh, it should be phenomenal.
Darrell Revis
You're gonna
is
have
the
more
best
time to get to the
cornerback of his.
quarterback.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he's the best cornerback of his generation. Let's make no doubt about it. I mean, but we're splitting hairs here when we're talking about Richard Sherman versus Darrell Revis.
Oh,
They're
it's
both
1-2.
excellent
See,
quarterbacks.
Not even
Yeah,
1-2.
but-
1A, 1B.
Yeah.
See, what I look at with Sherman is Seattle's pass rush is amazing. The Patriots, they had Ninkovich and Chandler Jones, but they had Chris Clemens, they had Bryant, the defensive tackle.
Well, maybe
Uh,
those players were great because they had so
Right.
much time.
Right.
You know?
The product that you hope to get out of
Right.
your pass rush is that they'll be getting to the quarterback more often because the quarterback's taking a longer time to throw
throw.
the football
Yeah.
because,
Right.
the corners are covering. So I think that you're going to see the pass rush of the Patriots look really improved, and it may be smoke and mirrors, but at the same time, it's irrelevant. If your cornerbacks are covering the opposing team's best receivers and the quarterback can't get rid of the football, that's great that your pass rush is going to look better because of that. I'll take that any day.
And if Aqib Talib stays healthy, I think Denver, you can't sleep on Denver's secondary. They got TJ Ward, Aqib Talib, they got Quinn Carter still. They got some good guys over there.
Right, and one thing I was saying was if Aqib Talib walks, which obviously he did, I said it will be completely okay with me. And this was a hypothetical.
5 years or 6 years?
It was a 6-year, $56 million deal with $26 million guaranteed.
Way too long.
But I said last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever we were last on the air, I said it would be completely okay with me if they went out and got Darrelle Revis and let Aqib Talib walk. I did not expect it to actually happen. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not expect that to actually be the scenario that we're going to be sitting here and talking about today.
Well,
that's exactly what happened.
It's not even the defense. They're keeping their offense together with the Edelman signing and
right.
signing Brandon LaFell. I mean, LaFell,
which is a good signing to give them a little size on offense.
Exactly. He's
definitely.
I don't even want to get started with that. I have my own opinion on that.
Mark is a fan. How come you
just because he drops balls?
Because you look at Edelman, he would have got a $4 million deal, and LaFell only had 600 yards last year. Granted, he had 5 or 6 touchdowns, but he hasn't proved that he is a legitimate wide receiver.
No.
He's a young guy.
Mark.
Do you think that part of that is because he wasn't the main guy being thrown by Cam Newton, and
Steve Smith, but Steve Smith was getting older.
It was Steve Smith and then the tight end, Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen got a lot of receptions.
Right,
and here's the thing.
I think he'll be targeted.
And
more
here's the
in
thing:
New
when you compare Julian Edelman to Brandon LaFell, let's not forget that 1 year ago, 2 years ago, Julian Edelman was a relative nobody outside of the AFC East. Who the hell knew who Julian Edelman was?
But isn't he coming off a 1,000-yard season?
He is.
Yes.
He is. But now you have the Bryant syndrome, where you're just going off of one season, the small sample size, Mark.
What have you done for me lately, though, when it comes to contracts?
It is. But look at Brandon.
First year, he was fully healthy.
Yeah,
Edelman.
look. Here's the thing about
year.
Brandon LaFell. Every single year for the majority of his career, he's given you 600 or so yards. Before this year, Julian Edelman, he was a special teamer, and that was pretty much it. And, the occasional cornerback when you needed him on defense, when you had literally no one else.
That was
but the Patriots' options are getting slimmer by the minute. Welker goes. Brandon Lloyd.
Oh no, I'm not arguing with the fact that they needed to bring back Edelman. I mean, Brady's top target last year was Julian Edelman.
Right.
But when you're gonna get into a conversation where you're comparing Julian Edelman to Brandon LaFell, LaFell is a guy that year after year, is he a stud by any means? No. He's a 600-yard guy, but that's a number 3 or 4. That's a solid
He's
number 3
a
or 4.
tall, deep threat.
He likes to drop some passes, though.
He does have, he has issues with drops, but
so didn't Welker.
But you can't. But Mark, you can't just look at Julian Edelman and be like, oh, he had 1,000 yards and 100 catches last year. Well, did he do it multiple times? No, he did it once.
I just don't think he's worth the 3 years.
Here's the thing that I think about Edelman getting the 1,000 yards.
They're paying him what, $7 million?
Who?
$8 million guaranteed.
LaFell?
My point on Edelman here is that Edelman was thrown to as much as he was last year because of the lack of options, because the Patriots' receiving core was dwindling before their eyes. So I think that you saw Julian Edelman have the best year of his career, not taking anything away from him, but it was because there were a lack of options for Tom Brady. So you add a guy like LaFell who gives you more height in the red zone, who can be sort of a deep threat, and Edelman can go back into the slot. I mean, I think it was 50% of the passes were actually going to Edelman on the outside. He had a lot of the screen passes, which contributed to a lot of his yards, but he was going deep for more passes than you would expect a guy like Edelman to be going deep for. He's a slot receiver.
I just don't think he's worth $3 million a year.
Sure, and
$3 million? That's cheap for a wide receiver that can.
He's a slot.
I think that's perfect for him.
He's a slot receiver.
He's 3 years, $9 million.
And they can use him outside.
In general,
with
you wouldn't
half of that guaranteed, not $8 million of it guaranteed.
Well, I knew the deal was for $9 million. Do you know any of the contracts that were signed this year for guaranteed money on the spot? No. It's just off the top of the brain.
No. Here's the thing with Julian Edelman, Mark. I think that's right where he needs to be. And again, he had 1 year where he had 1,000 yards receiving and 100 catches. So, he's not a guy that I'd go out and overspend for, and I think that's why he kind of misread the market for himself. he went out there and he was like, oh, I'm going to get paid. And no, people realize that, okay, first of all, you got Tom Brady throwing to you, and he's throwing you out of necessity.
And it's because he's a slot receiver, and generally slot receivers aren't going to get big paydays. I mean, unless you're Wes Welker, you're not getting a big payday as a slot receiver. And I know his versatility would help increase the amount that he would get, as in terms of his special teams and his ability to go deep. But
then he can play defense.
But then
too.
you can make the case. We go back to Greg Olsen was Cam Newton's number one target. Rob Gronkowski is Tom Brady's number one target.
Right,
when on the field.
Yeah, but when on the field.
Right,
exactly.
Mark. He's not coming back until week 12.
Yeah, but then you have
week 12.
All right, so then Steve Smith is Julian Edelman. Aaron Dobson and Kimbrell Tompkins is Brandon LaFell. And they don't get many receptions. I'm just saying, with a guy that's unproven in the NFL league, he's $3 million. That's a lot of money to throw to a guy that's unproven.
Not in the NFL.
But do you think that he improves their team though?
No.
You think LaFell is not an improvement?
I don't. I just despise LaFell. I just never liked him as
I'm
a
going to
wide
be honest,
receiver.
Mark. I mean, I was lukewarm on the signing. I wasn't like, oh, my God, Brandon LaFell. I was like,
Yeah, not
okay,
over
good.
the
Yeah,
hill.
number 3, number 4 guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he adds to what the Patriots can do on offense, and that's why I like the move because, now they've got a little more versatility and another target in the red zone, which is where they're going to struggle if Gronkowski can't get out there.
All right, 603-883-9900. Quick break and back with more of this after this break.
An ESPN Radio Mike and Mike Extra Point with Jay Billis.
And the RPI is a badly flawed metric. All it is 50% your record, 25% your opponent's record, and 25% your opponent's record. That doesn't take in a lot of data. So one thing I would like to see the committee do is have strict evaluation criteria. Not that they're slaves to it, but they say, this is the most important thing, we're looking at this first. This is the next most important thing, we're looking at this second. Instead of having 10 people that can go 10 different directions if they want to. I think we have some results that are not particularly good as a result of it. And I'm not crazy about this pod system thing. I realize travel and all that stuff. I'm not crazy about it. I think it should be seeded 1 to 68, and you go with that. This is a multi-billion-dollar property. We can do better than we're doing.
Hear more from Mike and Mike Monday morning on ESPN Radio.
I'm at Bonefish Grill, answering your tweets. Heather asks, I'm being wooed by a fireman and a pilot. Help. First of all, Heather, nice. Second, choosing is overrated. Head to Bonefish Grill, where their new shareable mixed grill dinner lets you and the uniformed hunk of your choosing share 3 amazing tastes: fresh Atlantic salmon, juicy 6-ounce sirloin, and perfectly grilled shrimp and scallops. Just $17.90 per person. Variety is the spice of life, right, Heather? I just totally winked, by the way. Bonefish Grill. Happiness here.
The Home Depot has Behr Premium Plus paint starting at just $23.96 a gallon. So, let's crack open a can of the brand with more top-rated paint so we can go bold, get great coverage, and paint less often. Let's dream in color and wake up a room. Let's do this. With Behr Premium Plus paint starting at just $23.96 a gallon. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Rated by an independent consumer study. U.S. only. See store for details.
Ryan Frank of Pelham High School is our Apple Therapy Student Athlete of the Week. Ryan is the senior captain of the Pythons basketball team and a terrific student in the classroom. I recently had a chance to catch up with Ryan on the eve of a big playoff game. Congratulations on being named the Apple Therapy Student Athlete of the Week.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate the time here. I know you're busy. A lot of success on the floor this year under head coach Matt Ryan. You were telling me off air a moment ago, the key in your mind has been the chemistry of the 7 seniors.
Yeah, that's right. We've been playing together for about 8 years now, so we know the ins and outs of each other. We know all the little tendencies that we like to do on the court, so we work really well together. Everything just flows.
Is basketball your favorite sport?
Yeah. Up until about a year or 2 ago, it was baseball, but then, I was really never that good at basketball. I was one of the worst players on the team up until freshman year. I didn't make the middle school basketball team, so freshman, sophomore year is when basketball really became a big part of my life. So.
And all of a sudden, you just kind of got good, or or what happened there overnight, seemingly?
Well, the big thing was I hit like a 6-inch growth spurt. I'm actually 5'10". I have like a 6'3" wingspan though, so that's part of my repertoire.
Joined by our male student athlete of the week, Ryan Frank of Pelham High School. 3.83 GPA in the classroom. You've got some options next year. You're looking to jump into accounting. Has school always kind of come easy for you?
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because a lot of people, they make fun of me because I'm like one of the biggest procrastinators out of everybody. I mean, I wait till the last second to get everything done, but all that matters is I get the job done when it comes down to it. So.
That sounds like something I used to say when I was your age. Very good. Why accounting?
I've always been good with numbers. You know, math was one of my favorite subjects. I think it was my sophomore year. I took accounting 1 as one of my classes, and ever since then, I fell in love with it. You know, it just came really easy to me. Yeah, I like dealing with numbers and taxes and stuff like that, so kind of cool. I enjoy it.
You're also a member of the Student Athlete Leadership Team. What does that mean?
Well, pretty much I tutor kids when they need help, so it's not bad. I like it. I'm actually a summer camp counselor too, so I kind of know how to deal with kids, but I don't mind dealing with younger kids. I'm not going to say I have a way with them, but I know how to communicate with them well. So.
Ryan is now eligible for a $2,500 scholarship, which will be awarded to our male and female Student Athlete of the Year award winners in May. To find out how to nominate your son or daughter, visit ESPNNewHampshire.com.
With 6 New Hampshire locations, Apple Therapy's comprehensive orthopedic rehabilitation clinics offer convenient access to a wide variety of services. At each clinic, Apple Therapy strives to bring relief to patients by assuring the highest level of care in a comfortable environment, and they are networked to most providers and all insurance companies. Apple Therapy will maintain full and open communication between you and your physicians and therapists. For your peace of mind, you can find Apple Therapy in Amherst, Bedford, Londonderry, Manchester, and Nashua, and online at appletherapy.com.
ESPN New Hampshire Sports Center.
March Madness continues today with the round of 16. It's going to be number 10 Stanford taking on number 2 Kansas. Number 1 Wichita will go against Kentucky. Number 6 North Carolina will battle number 3 Iowa State. Number 11 Tennessee faces number 14 Mercer. Number 12 Stephen F. Austin will go up against number 4 UCLA. It'll be number 6 Baylor versus number 3 Creighton. Number 8 Memphis will take on number 1 Virginia, and number 1 Arizona will take on number 8 Gonzaga. The Bruins have won 12 straight. Their latest win came last night as the Bees defeated the Phoenix Coyotes 4-2. They clinched a playoff berth the night before against Colorado. They've outscored their opponents 47-17 during the win streak. The Black and Gold will play Montreal on Monday night. The Boston Celtics lost their last match against the Brooklyn Nets. They are 3-8 in the month of March. They're off until Wednesday when they take on the Toronto Raptors at TD Garden. Those are your blasted weekend updates. Be sure to listen in on ESPN Radio and the ESPN Radio app. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/thesportsblast. Check us out on our website at www.sportsblast.co and tweet us at SportsBlastNH. Again, that's at SportsBlastNH. I'm David Pollard. Don't go anywhere. The Sports Blast continues right now.
The word embarrassing is an insulting word, to tell you the truth.
All right, back here on this Sunday edition of the Sports Blast, taking you up until noon today. If you guys want to hear something truly embarrassing, Michael Vick was signed to a one-year deal, guys. $5 million with the Jets. Mark Sanchez was released. Does this really constitute news of any sort? Mark Sanchez was released by the Jets.
Yeah, because Rex Ryan like basically treated him like it was his pride and joy. Mark Sanchez.
It was basically the John Farrell and Stephen Drew type deal. It's like, no,
Yeah.
Mark Sanchez is like my child. Hey, Minnesota, Houston. There's a lot
Minnesota
of
has
places.
Christian Ponder.
Oh, come on. I would rather take Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez is god awful.
No,
Why do you think he was released?
New York.
Destroyed Mark Sanchez. Let's be serious.
Well, yeah,
The
but
Jets and Ryan destroyed that guy's
but he's not
career.
going to be any better anywhere else.
They don't have any
have
receivers,
nothing- they have
so
nothing
he
to
didn't
lose.
have anybody to throw
They
the
have
ball
nothing to
to.
lose.
Yeah, he
What
went
about
to 2 AFC title games, too.
Jaguars are going with Chad Henne, right? Because they traded Blaine
And he
Gabbert.
was actually pretty good.
They traded Blaine Gabbert to the Niners.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put a good offensive line in front of him.
I was just going to say, hey, Jags might bring in Mark Sanchez for a workout. No, you don't see it?
He could.
Maybe the Browns.
I can see it. Maybe the Browns.
I'm calling the Browns, and then he throws to Josh Gordon every day.
Really?
Guys,
Any
Brian
team
Hoyer.
without a
Brian
quarterback
Hoyer.
right now.
Come on. I liked Brian Hoyer when he was in New England. He might get stuff done.
What did he do with New England?
He had that one pass when Brady.
The one pass. One pass.
One touchdown pass.
I think that Sanchez is just like he's sort of like a pansy who can't handle the spotlight. You know what I mean? So I don't think New York was
totally
ever
agree.
a good city for him. I think he needs to go somewhere where the spotlight's not going to be on him. He's not going to have to deal with the New York press in these post-game interviews. He's not going to have to answer crazy questions because he's not in the New York media market.
That's where I think he should go
somewhere
to.
quiet.
Yeah,
you know?
go somewhere quiet, not a big name city. Cleveland
Right.
is actually a decent sized city.
Somewhere where you can hide in a hole if you have a bad game.
Yeah,
But
you know?
now that Mike Vick is in the AFC East and he's going to be pushing Geno Smith for the starting job, it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
You know, just the Jets are just a total mess, and it's so fun to just watch this.
The whole
team
AFC
fail.
East is a total mess, except for the Patriots.
And hey, well,
Sure.
we got a Dolphins fan over here, and Mark, we
I know.
gotta.
He knows. He knows that the Dolphins are a mess.
Hey, the Dolphins almost made the playoffs last year. Come on,
Almost only counts in hand grenades and
No,
horseshoes.
they've had some great signings this offseason. But going back to the Jets, I really feel like Michael Vick can mentor Geno Smith because they really do have like
Similar games, yeah.
similar game set. Especially, and coming out of the backfield
Mobile
with
quarterback type.
a mobile quarterback who can create weapons for other players too. I mean, you can run the option. You can do
Mark,
whatever.
let me be honest with you for a second. There's
Go
a
ahead.
difference between the mobile quarterback and the guy that should be a running back but is playing QB for some reason. That's what Michael Vick is.
He can throw the ball.
Yeah, recent
throw the ball.
years. Go back to Atlanta. Go back to his Atlanta days. He was basically a running back that was lining
Because
up
he had
behind
nobody
center.
throw the ball to.
That's a fair point, but there's a difference between I'm just going to be a running back that's playing quarterback because I can't
That's
really
Tim
throw.
Tebow.
But yes, there you go. That is a running back.
Michael
slash tight
Vick
end
is
slash
not a
H-back.
Tim Tebow. He had a strong arm even in
He
Atlanta.
did. He did.
Like Tebow, he throws like the ball goes like in circles. Like it's like, what are you doing?
Can't throw a spiral.
Deshaun Jackson has insane touchdown stats because of Michael Vick. He can throw the long ball.
I think last year was mainly because of their other guy.
Well, yeah, Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Nick
Well,
Foles.
Nick
Yeah,
Foles started the whole
Yeah,
season.
Foles is going to go off. But I'm glad you brought in Deshaun Jackson because I actually wanted to ask you guys. Rumors have been
Yes.
swirling that he might be coming to New England. The Patriots, the Panthers, the Niners,
He might be
Seahawks,
released.
and the Jets are all interested
He
in
might be
Deshaun
released.
Jackson. Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Seahawks, too.
And the Seahawks?
Yeah, because
Really?
Golden
Okay.
Tate went to Detroit and Doug Baldwin's out there.
See, here's the thing. If I'm Deshaun Jackson, I heard someone, I don't want to take credit for this thought because I heard someone else say it. I can't remember who said it exactly, but he's probably sitting there and he saw Riley Smith get his deal. He saw Jeremy Maclin, who didn't do anything last year due to injury, get a 1-year deal. And he's sitting there thinking, hey, I'm Deshaun Jackson. I'm the best receiver on this team, other than Riley Cooper, obviously.
No, Deshaun Jackson was the best.
Fine. Still Deshaun Jackson. How come I'm not getting my deal? How come I'm not getting paid? And there's rumors going around that he's unhappy, and that's why they're trying to shop him.
And they
I don't
might
blame him.
release him.
See, I don't think it should be about his contract, though, because he's making guap as it is. So, I mean, it doesn't
No, but
matter.
it's about pride. It's like, hey, Riley Cooper got paid.
I like me some guap.
Yeah, and Jeremy Maclin didn't get a huge deal by any means. He got a 1-year deal worth, not that much, but still, it's like, hey, come on, sign me. Well, what's going on? Give me an extension.
Sure, and if you're the Patriots, take advantage of that situation over there.
They already
You
did
know?
with Darrell Revis.
And that's what I'm talking about. If a player's not happy and you want that guy, go out and exploit the fact that the guy isn't happy with the team he's on and go and get him. If you want him, get Deshaun Jackson if you can get him. Absolutely. It's sort of the same thing we were talking about with Darrell Revis 2 weeks ago.
They're
if you
only
can get
asking-
the guy, go and get him.
They're only asking for a third-round pick.
Oh, I'd do that in a heartbeat for Deshaun Jackson,
In a
but I would need an agreement in principle that he would sign an extension because I believe he's in the last year of his current deal.
Right.
I wouldn't want.
Yeah.
I mean, you're essentially renting him for a year and giving up a 3rd-round pick. So, I guess now that the
I would
defense,
still run him for a year.
right? I guess now that that's true. But now that the defense has been addressed for the most part, I still would have liked them to go out and get another pass rusher. But now that for the most part the defense has been addressed,
I think we're good. I think
they're good.
They
No,
could use one more pass rush.
one
See
more
what they
pass
do in the
rusher.
draft.
We'll see what they exactly. And Jamie Collins too. They might use him a little bit more next year. After
Dante Hightower might actually
Hightower.
improve.
Oh God, Hightower.
He did good in the last couple of games.
Again, Brian, I don't know what it is with Brian, but he takes the most convenient sample sizes for his argument. Always. It's like, no, in the last
the
3
climax
games.
of their career.
In the last 3 games. Oh, yeah, Brian, how about the first 13? How about the first?
He's better in the like against the run.
Yeah, he sucks in the passing game. He sucks in the passing game. Dante Hightower, you remember that?
I think he has room to grow. He's so young.
Hey,
He's
Brian, you remember the one
young.
game against Miami where he just got lost? I can't remember, but Mark will probably remember who beat him in the end zone.
Charles Clay.
Oh,
yeah, that was embarrassing.
Well, okay. How young is Hightower?
He's a second-year player.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
he has room to grow.
But he's got improving to do. Definitely.
His rookie year was great. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
His rookie year was pretty solid. It was pretty solid.
On the pass.
Well, yeah, I mean,
if you look at the numbers.
Well, I just think looking at his entire career that's always going to be a struggle for him.
Yeah. He's a run
big
stopper.
guy.
I don't see him getting into the passing game more as his career goes on.
Yeah, he's really inconsistent in the passing game. He's better as a run stopper.
Sure, and now with the way that they have their secondary set up, he might be a little bit more of a factor in the passing game just because their passing game is going to improve anyway on defense. And I just think that when you look at the pass rushing they've got, that's going to improve as well. Everything on this defense is going to improve because they've gotten the cornerbacks that they need.
Right, and I think Chandler Jones is going to continue to grow as a player, as a pass rusher. Obviously, you've got Rob Ninkovich, who's a playmaker. I'm very happy with what they've got in terms of pass rushers, but I would like them to go out and either get another depth guy or a stud. Like, is Jared Allen signed yet? I know he was visiting with the Seahawks, then he went back to Minnesota.
He's weighing his options.
He's weighing his
Yeah,
options.
and I don't see Jared Allen.
Like Adam Schefter reported that it was signed, and then it wasn't. So
Really?
there was I got an ESPN alert saying like
Whoa,
he's signed. And then,
I missed that. Adam Schefter
I
reported
don't know.
something that was untrue.
I don't
That's
know if
like
it was
that
Adam
Brandon
Schefter,
Browner situation
yeah.
too.
Oh
and
my
Rappaport and
goodness! I
whatnot.
don't think that I've ever seen that.
I don't know if like he reported it, but I saw I got an ESPN notification that he signed with the Seahawks, and then like I looked later and it was like
I would honestly like to think that whoever sent out that thing that Adam Schefter reported it is wrong, because Adam Schefter, if he reports something, it's true.
Well,
It's always, yeah.
Everybody's
It's Adam
human
Schefter.
too, and with
Not Adam Schefter.
If you remember the Rappaport report on Browner,
Yeah.
and Schefter said no, that didn't happen yet, and it had happened, and Rappaport was correct. Maybe he was trying to jump in front of Rappaport on this one, and it was a little too early. So I mean, people are human. People make mistakes. He might have reported something too soon.
He is the Adrian Wojnarowski of the NFL. When Adrian Wojnarowski, he's the NBA writer for Yahoo Sports. When he reports something, it's true.
Oh, yeah,
I completely agree.
It's valid.
Hey, 9 times out of 10, right?
Yeah.
Because this time wasn't.
99 out of 100.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's a lot more than 90% with Adam Schefter.
Sure,
but
but as the saying goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if the Patriots were to go out and get a big pass rusher, a big defensive end,
I think
and
they need
still
to add
wanted,
more to their offense.
No, because let's say they switch. Right now they're running with a 4-man front, but if they went out and got a big guy and switched to a 3-man front, they could move Rob Ninkovich to outside linebacker and still get him significant playing time.
That's what I see them doing. I think that would be the smart move to do, because then you put Ninkovich outside. He can still blitz like he would on the pass rush.
Right, and they run a nickel, right? So they can go 3-3-5 with Ninkovich as the outside linebacker with Mayo and Hightower. And I don't like Hightower. I'd like to see Jamie Collins in there more, but we'll see what Bill Belichick does.
And the other thing with Denver is they have a lot of slot receivers now with Emmanuel Sanders and Wes Welker. So you want guys on the outside
if Wes Welker
to cover
isn't
the slot.
released.
Sure. What's that, Brian?
There's rumors going around that Welker might be released. So
yeah,
I mean, he already got his guaranteed money.
He had his least productive year last year.
Well,
and
also with the concussions, like Welker might want to leave.
It wasn't just the concussions though. It was, look at that offense, man. I mean, at his age, Wes Welker is not the asset that he was in New England when he was so much younger. I mean,
1 year before.
No. But look at that offense is stacked. You've got Demaryius Thomas, Julius Thomas, who's come into his own as a tight end, Eric Decker.
Julius Thomas. It wasn't last year his rookie season, and second
year. Julius Thomas, he wasn't a rookie. Julius Thomas, I believe, was a second-year player last year. I think you can look it up. He's young. He's young, but he wasn't a rookie last year. No.
It was either rookie or second year. I don't know which one it was, but Eric Decker signing with the Jets too. You gotta note that. that's a big signing for the Jets. They have another weapon outside.
Right, that was a 5-year, $36 million deal, if I'm not mistaken, with Eric Decker. But yeah, it'll be certainly interesting to monitor what happens the rest of the way with the offseason.
I'm sorry. In 2011, he had 1 reception in 5 games.
Yeah, but you saw the year
he didn't play in 2012. So 2013 was his first real year.
Wait, why didn't he play in 2012? Injury?
Probably.
How many games did he play in?
In 2011, he played 5.
So injury.
He didn't play any in 2012. Yeah.
So he must have just.
So yeah, you're basing it off 1 year.
Oh my God, we're all turning into Brian now.
Oh no,
we're all turning into Brian now. But it'll certainly be interesting to see what happens with the rest of the offseason. I'm sure there's a lot more to be done. Obviously, Vince Wilfork has asked for his release, and still nothing has happened there. So I think that is showing that the Patriots can make exceptions for certain guys.
Has Jimmy Graham signed?
No, he was franchised. He was franchised by. Saints.
No, that's getting appealed though.
No, it wasn't a franchise tag.
No, it was.
It was like if someone else trades for him, they have to give up to.
And I know he wants to be
restricted.
He wants to be considered a wide receiver because obviously he can make more money that way. And I understand. I mean, he is basically a very big wide receiver,
which I think
is bogus.
Doesn't he block?
He's a tight end.
Doesn't he block? Does he
he's
block?
a tight end. He is a tight end.
I agree with you. He is a tight end, but I'm saying money wise, if the guy's worth that money,
then pay him that money.
They're paying that money.
It's the
CBA.
business. It's the CBA and it's the business.
CBA.
But no, as I was saying about the Patriots, they've shown that they can kind of be a little different with certain guys. Obviously, Vince Wilfork is one that comes to mind where you can't just cut a guy. They asked him to restructure. They asked him to take a pay cut, and he clearly wasn't too happy about it. And I don't blame him. At his age, he's trying to make as much as he can.
I think they'll restructure.
As much. Well, we'll see what happens. But he's given his everything for this team, for this organization, and he wants to make what he can before he retires. But at his age, coming off that injury, it's tough. It's tough to pay him that.
If he's cut, come to Miami.
Oh, my God.
Come on down.
Mark, you and your Dolphins.
Yeah, that won't make them better.
But, no, it should be interesting to see what happens with the rest of the offseason in the NFL. We're up against another break here on this shortened edition of the Sports Blast. We'll be coming back talking about the red-hot Boston Bruins right after this.
What is Healthy Care? For those individuals without insurance or with high deductibles, Healthy Care is your new model for primary care insurance. If you want immediate access to medical care, then Healthy Care is for you. If you're unhappy with the high cost of health insurance, then Healthy Care is the answer. No copays, no insurance billing. You will have your own doctor and the flexibility over your level of coverage. If you're interested in changing the way you're insured, stop by the Executive Health and Sports Center in Manchester. Call 603-232-3662 or log on to healthycarenh.com. Healthy Care, better care for less.
The biggest party in Manchester has finally arrived. You're invited to see the Monarchs use the Force against the Hershey Bears today at 3 p.m. for Max's Star Wars birthday party. Come meet some of your favorite Star Wars characters and join Max as he celebrates his 13th birthday. For more information or to get your tickets, call 626-7825 or visit ManchesterMonarchs.com. You're in Monarchs country.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Colin Cowherd.
Eric Winston ran for the NFL Players Association presidency. He wants to shake things up, but he did say one thing. I can tell you this, going from 16 games to 18 games is not going to happen. I will not let it happen. Can I say this, NFL owner guy? You're swimming in cash. The TV money has quadrupled. Why squeeze the orange dry? At some point, why not refine your product, polish it? Do you really need to expand it? You're making a fortune. 16 games equals urgency. Fewer games equals stars, healthy, longer. Society's got more options. More games, more people won't watch. Expansion initially makes owners rich. Eventually, it dilutes the product.
We're a regional business that isn't so regional anymore. We need more office space, more phones, and more staff. It's a good problem to have, but still a problem. That's when we called in our secret weapon, Regis.
Businesses of all sizes are turning to Regis. With over 1,700 global locations, Regis offers fully furnished offices with flexible terms, a receptionist to greet clients, and access to meeting rooms and video conference studios. Get 2 months free when you visit regis.com/sports now or call 1-800-OFFICES.
And now, another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man said he recently informed his wife he's going to start waxing his chest, only because the waxing place is right near Golfsmith, and they're about to have trade-in days, For a limited time only, when you trade in your old clubs, you get a 50% bonus towards new ones. He's got a lot of clubs to trade in, so he's going to wax his chest, eyebrows, back, and, well, just check out trade-in days at Golfsmith. Anything for golf.
Our hosts can be a little nuts.
Oh, you're full of it.
So why not tell them? The ESPN Text Club is simple to join and 100% free. All you have to do is text ESPN NH and join to 50352.
I'm a trifle deaf in this ear.
Text ESPN NH and join to 50352. Members of the Text Club are also entered to win prizes like tickets to movie premieres and local sporting events. Text ESPN NH join to 50352 today. ESPN New Hampshire Sports Center.
March Madness continues today with the round of 16. It's going to be number 10 Sanford taking on number 2 Kansas. Number 1 Wichita State goes against number 8 Kentucky. Number 6 North Carolina will battle number 3 Iowa State. Number 11 Tennessee faces number 14 Mercer. Number 12 Stephen F. Austin is up against number 4 UCLA. Number 6 Baylor versus number 3 Creighton. Number 8 Memphis faces number 1 Virginia. Number 1 Arizona will play number 8 Gonzaga. The Bruins have won 12 straight. Their latest win came last night as the Bees defeated the Phoenix Coyotes 4-2. They clinched a playoff berth the night before against Colorado. They've outscored their opponents 47-17 during the win streak, and the Black and Gold will play again against Montreal on Monday night. The Boston Celtics lost their match against the Brooklyn Nets. They are 3-8 in the month of March. They're off until Wednesday when they take on the Toronto Raptors at TD Garden. Those are your blasted weekend updates. Be sure to listen in on ESPN Radio and the ESPN Radio app. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/thesportsblast. Check out our website at www.sportsblast.co and tweet us at SportsBlastNH. Again, that's at SportsBlastNH. I'm David Pollard. Don't go anywhere. The Sports Blast continues right now.
You're listening to the Sports Blast.
Things going on in sports today that will make your brain fall out of your skull.
Only on ESPN New Hampshire and ESPNNewHampshire.com.
All right, back here on the Sports Blast, 603-883-9900 is your call-in number, as well as the text line 50352. I think when I was talking about Riley Cooper, I said Riley Smith by accident. Mark was the one to point that out to me in the break. I'm sorry, I meant Riley Cooper. Riley Smith does not play for the Philadelphia Eagles.
No, he plays for the Bruins, though.
I'm pretty sure he plays for the Bruins.
The red-hot Bruins.
Do you
Riley
like Wichita
Cooper.
State today?
Huh?
I was just listening to you talk about Wichita State.
Right.
It's Wichita
today.
State.
Yeah, Wichita State plays today.
Do you think they'll win today?
Against Kentucky? Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think so too.
I know you like Wichita State,
Yeah.
Ryan. You were the one that was like, don't forget about Wichita State.
Actually, I might have Wichita State winning on my bracket.
I do too.
Oh, my bracket's
I think I do.
busted. I'm just really pissed about that. But let's get into the Bruins, guys. Red hot Boston Bruins, winners of 12 straight. All of a sudden, I feel a lot more confident about this team than I did like 2 weeks ago.
Tell me about it. Man, I mean, I always had confidence in the Bruins' ability to play well, but this streak is it's their biggest win streak of the year. Prior to this, I think it was 4 games they had gone.
It's their longest win streak since 1973.
Oh, I didn't even know that. But I mean, hey,
I know what's up.
The position that they're in right now is far exceeded the position that I thought they would be in at this point in the year.
Oh, yeah. The Penguins went really cold. They had a 5-game losing streak that they just ended yesterday. So.
There's 6 points in front of the Penguins for top spot in the East, and all of a sudden they're the best team in the NHL.
How many games are left? Like 6?
The Bruins have 13 left.
13. Okay.
Yes. So they've got 100 points, which is good for best record in the NHL right now.
Oh, they're going to get
above any of those Western teams.
What's that trophy?
The Prince of Wales?
No, the most points.
Prince of Wales trophy.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you get the President's Trophy for being the best in the NHL.
That's it.
And you'd get the Prince of Wales for being the best in the East.
So
but I mean, that's irrelevant. I mean, we're looking at the big hardware, the Stanley Cup this year, because now with the way that they're playing, the machine-like function that this Bruins team is on, it's unbelievable. And we were complaining, at the trade deadline, like this team needs defense. They've got to go out and add another guy. Without Seidenberg, they're not going to be able to go anywhere. I don't know why we've been complaining so much.
That-
Honestly,
I
was
major
absolutely one of them, and I was. Hey, listen,
The sweet taste of redemption.
I think that there is a difference between them actually needing the defenseman and Chiarelli not executing on a deal that he wanted to get done. Yeah. I still blame Chiarelli for not going out and getting a defenseman when he wanted one. If he wanted one, he should have gotten one. However, after this 12-game win streak, it's pretty obvious that the Bruins' defense is back in form. Julian has got them playing well.
What do you think about Andre Mazzaro's debut? He had
he's
that
been
goal.
Great.
He had that goal.
He's
in that
been
debut,
great for the Bruins. It's that thing where it's a guy playing in Philadelphia where he's tailed off the last few years because Philadelphia has tailed off the last few years.
Well, also he hasn't gotten much playing time because of
Right.
healthy scratches and whatnot.
And he comes over to the Bruins system, and all of a sudden a guy like Julian has ways to use him. You pair him up with Chara, you put him on the power play. He's a little over-aggressive for my liking. He caused I'm not sure if a goal was caused because of one of the plays he made at his own blue line. He tried to keep the puck in last night, and Phoenix came down for a break, and I think they scored on it. Yeah. But regardless, the defense that the Bruins have been playing over these 12 games has shown that really they're still head over heels above everyone else in the league when it comes to defense. They still have given up, I think it's the second least amount of goals in the entire league to only the LA Kings. And that's saying something. They have the best goal differential at a plus 78 right now in the entire league.
And within their 12-game winning streak, they've had 4+ goals in 8 of those games. And actually, they've only allowed 1 or less in 7 games of that streak. And keep in mind, 6 of the games were away from the TD Garden.
Yep.
And when you win games on the road, that's a great sign moving forward.
The Bees are a good road team.
The best thing about the Bruins, their power play right now is 7th in the NHL, which is like a big.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
Kudos to them.
But they were 3rd or 4th in the beginning of the year.
Well, they were no at the beginning of the year. They were. I know they were up there. They've kind of consistently.
They're second in goals per game too, without like anyone in the top 50 in points.
They score at an incredible clip for a team that you look at and you say it's defense and goaltending.
Yeah,
is how they win. Really, they're getting production from everyone. And when you look at the 4 lines, it's insane to watch them roll out 4 lines and just watch them wear other teams down to the point where by the end of the 3rd period last night against Phoenix couldn't keep up with them. Phoenix took a 2-1 lead.
Every team to shame. They put every team
It's incredible.
What about Iginla lately? He's been on fire.
Yeah,
he's now leading the team in goals. Like he wasn't even.
56 points, 30 assists, 26 goals.
No.
And the thing about the Bruins is, they have always prided themselves on being one of the most well-balanced teams.
Which is
in
why
the
they
NHL.
traded away like Sagan.
Exactly, and not just in terms of the balance you have on the roster, but in terms of the game of individual players. Look at Patrice Bergeron, easily one of the top 5 two-way players in the NHL. You could make an argument that he is the best two-way player in the NHL.
I think
easily.
He is.
So I think that's honestly, the way they're playing right now. Again, a lot can change between now and the postseason, but you gotta like what you're seeing.
Yeah, and I mean that argument that they're peaking too soon, I don't buy into that.
I don't believe it.
They are on a roll. You want this before the playoffs. I know there's 13 games left. That is BS. Yeah. That's absolute BS. They are not peaking too soon. They're peaking at the right time. It's 13 games before the postseason. They're gonna lose a couple games before they hit the playoffs.
Sure.
So let's be real about that. But I mean, I'm not concerned if they lose a few. Yeah. They're a playoff team.
Right, just because you're peaking now doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're going to go on this giant skid in the playoffs. I mean, I kind of get it. Just to play devil's advocate of people who do make that argument, I guess what they're saying is you're not going to be able to maintain this level of play. Sure, you might drop off a little bit, but what's wrong with getting hot now and moving up in the standings? What's wrong with that?
And speaking of hot, we had questions about their backup goalie. Chad Johnston, 5th straight win, 2nd shutout of the season.
Yeah,
he has a better winning percentage than
he's 16-3 right now.
16-3.
I mean, the better winning percentage I don't read into too much because he's usually playing against lesser teams.
Yeah,
and lesser games too.
Right, but I mean, still, you can't really knock what he's done for the Bruins in the backup role. We're so spoiled here in Boston when it comes to goaltending because we've been used to, hey, Tim Thomas is your starter and then Tuukka Rask is your backup.
Yeah,
that's an insane goaltending tandem. Not many teams have ever had that. And so I think we were a little concerned with the fact that Chad Johnson is a guy we don't know, we weren't comfortable with at the beginning of the year. You obviously need Tuukka going into the postseason, but we're starting to find out that maybe, something unthinkable, something we don't want to mention happens to Tuukka. He gets injured in the postseason, and you got to go to Chad Johnson. Guess what? Pretty solid backup goaltender in this Bruins system. 2.04 goals against average. He's 16-3 on the season. He's every bit as good playing in that system as any other goalie who's walked through the doors of the Garden.
That's the defense of the Bruins for you.
Exactly.
So you know how the Bruins used to not have anyone in the top 30 in points?
Right.
Sure. They now have two, Jerome McGinley and David Krejci.
Yep.
Krejci has 60 points now.
I love Krejci.
And
No, I thought
McGinley has 58.
Doesn't he have
sense.
66? I thought it was 66. And he has
No.
Oh, really?
He has only 30. He has 28 goals for Iginla and 30 assists, so he has 58 points. And for Krejci,
last night he had
yeah,
he had some points. Iginla.
Yeah.
Now, guys, there have been a few rumblings going around that Dennis Seidenberg may, in fact, return for the playoffs. How huge would that be? If you get Dennis Seidenberg back, especially with this team going the way it is right now.
That would go back to the trade deadline.
You gotta think. You gotta think about what's that gonna? Oh, I mean, it's gonna improve the team, but what player would you send down? Also.
Oh, that would be an easy. That's a good choice to have. It's a difficult decision, but that's a choice you want to have.
You want Seidenberg back, and again, I mean, do we have an update on McQuaid even? I mean, do we even know what's going on with him?
The last I heard about McQuaid was they were putting him on the injured reserve, and they were going to see how it went. McQuaid is more likely to be the defenseman that comes back into your lineup in the middle of the postseason.
Okay.
Seidenberg, I know there's been rumblings. I think that's really all it will end up being. I don't see Seidenberg coming back from what they labeled as a season-ending injury, because you obviously, yes, you want to go on the big postseason run. The goal is to win a Stanley Cup this year. You have the team capable of doing that, but you also don't want to put Seidenberg back in there too soon, where this team moving forward honestly has a chance at the Cup for the next 5 to 6 years.
And the way they've been playing right now, even without Dennis Seidenberg, this recent 12-game run that they've been on, this 12-game win streak, there's really no need to unnecessarily make a move to bring back Dennis Seidenberg before he's ready.
Right. Yeah, and that's a great point. But going back to the trade deadline, I wonder if Chiarelli had an inside, of course he's the GM, so he has inside info. But maybe he got an update on Seidenberg that he might be able to return to the playoffs. So he didn't have to go out there and get a defenseman, because these updates on McQuaid and Seidenberg, they're all good news.
It is good news that those updates are coming out, but I'm not gonna let Chiarelli off the hook for something like that. That there may be a significant chance that Seidenberg and McQuaid might get healthy.
But say they acquired Edler or somebody of that caliber, they would have to sit the bench, because they would have
not those two guys. Someone else would. Bartkowski and likely Dougie Hamilton. And you probably wouldn't have gotten Mazzaros had you gotten Edler.
Right.
So when you consider that, Mazzaros doesn't take up that spot. You put Edler in. Trust me, if your top 4 guys were a combination of Johnny Boychuk, Chara, Seidenberg, and Alex Edler, you wouldn't know what to do with this Bruins defense. Because then you're talking about Adam McQuaid, a guy like him, being on your 3rd defensive pair. That's unreal.
And Torrey Krug on, the 4th or 3rd?
You would have him on the 3rd, and you'd play him on the power play. Because Krug is still their biggest defensive liability on the blue line, for sure.
I've seen that.
If the playoffs were to start today, the Bruins would be playing the Detroit Red Wings. And that's a team with a lot of experience that scares me because of their experience, and doesn't scare me much because they haven't played consistently this year. I'd be a lot more worried if they wound up getting the Maple Leafs or the Canadiens in round 1.
Yeah, I'm certainly interested to see what goes on with the Bruins going forward. But this 12-game win streak, I mean, this whole BS, as you called it, Dave, about, they're peaking too soon. Come on.
No.
They enjoy the win streak, Dave. 12 straight.
Oh, it's
They're
so
on
nice.
fire.
Top of the NHL, top of the East. They clinched a playoff spot. If you're
First
a Bruins
team
fan,
in the league.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they topped St. Louis last night with
all
the most
those
points in the
all those
NHL.
Western teams everybody's talking up right now.
Sliding.
The West is going to win this one. The West is definitely taking the Stanley
Nah,
Cup.
not so fast.
I think that the West
Dikembe
has to.
Mutombo, no.
They have to take a very close look at the black and gold out East.
The West has
won.
won. The West has won? I don't think so.
Not yet,
East.
sir. Not yet.
All right, 603-883-9900. Quick break. We'll be back with 5 questions with Dave. Don't go anywhere.
Performance Rehab is physical therapy and much more. They're dedicated to providing quality rehab services to ensure the best results for all their patients. With 2 convenient locations in Nashua, Jerry and Michelle Holland and their knowledgeable staff are always there for you. Take advantage of Performance Rehab's top-notch physical therapy programs, where the highest priority is getting you back to full strength. Performance Rehab, assisting the Nashua school systems for over 20 years. Call Performance Rehab at 881-9990 or performancerehab.com.
This is the home of Christian and King.
You leave food like that for 2 hours unattended, it's open season.
That is not true. That is absolutely in no plausible way is that acceptable behavior.
I think in open court, I would win.
No way.
I think I would.
You wouldn't win in any court.
I think I would.
You wouldn't even win in kids' court. The court does not recognize your distinction.
I wait until 2 o'clock it goes. Your Honor, I rest my case.
That is the worst my case I've ever heard.
Christian and King, weekday afternoons, ESPN New Hampshire. It's called March Madness for a reason. The last-second shots.
For the tie. Got it in 2 seconds.
The game-changing decisions.
And a steal. Bam!
Will be heard right here on your home for the NCAA tournament. ESPN New Hampshire. Infinity of Nashua is proud to sponsor ESPN New Hampshire's live coverage through the NCAA tournament.
And the Louisville Cardinals are the 75th NCAA college basketball champions.
March Madness, driven by Infinity of Nashua, right here on ESPN New Hampshire.
So, what's St. Anselm all about? Founded in 1889, St. Anselm is a nationally ranked Catholic, Benedictine, liberal arts college located in Manchester. Whether you want to be a doctor, teacher, nurse, or lawyer, St. Anselm College will place you on the right path. If you dream of starting your own business or aspire to make films, St. A's is for you. Or if you are undecided but know that you want to make a difference and want to figure out the best way to do it, St. Anselm will give you the options, experience, and mentors to connect, solve, serve, lead, and especially to do the right thing. You can find us on the web at www.stanselmhawks.com, on Facebook at STA Hawks, and on Twitter at STA Hawks.
The home team with Matt Peralt.
Let's talk to Mike Giardi from Comcast Sports New England about Vince Wilfork and his value. He wants to get paid. Do you think that he stays with a rework deal, or is he going to be cut and going somewhere else?
There's no question in my mind that there have been phone calls placed and feelers placed about what would you be willing to pay Vince if he got on the open market. Well, I'm quite certain that Vince Wilfork looks at his situation and says, what they're offering me, what they're asking me to do, I can go get on the market and do better.
This is the home of the home team with Matt Peralt, ESPN New Hampshire.
In the next 60 seconds, 156 people will be added to Earth's population. Many will face a life of poverty, hunger, and poor health. At some point, planet Earth may no longer be able to sustain our world's population. But overpopulation is not just a numbers game. It's also about a better quality of life, which includes access to basic health care, food, clean water, and a sustainable balance between people and our natural resources. If you think overpopulation is such a big problem that you can't make a difference, think again. Population Connection is the national grassroots organization that believes through education and information, individuals can make a difference. Take the time to make an investment in a better, safer, less crowded world. Even small choices can make an impact. To learn more, visit populationconnection.org. That's populationconnection.org. A public service message from Population Connection.
The biggest name in sports, catering to your local roots. ESPN New Hampshire, 1250 WGAM Manchester, 900 WGHM Nashua.
Did you hear? U.S. savings bonds have gone electronic. Now you can purchase them from the convenience of your own home through treasurydirect.gov, a safe and secure website operated by the U.S. Department of the Treasury. No more extra trips to the bank. No more paper bonds to keep track of. Instead, you can open a free Treasury Direct account and buy and manage your electronic savings bonds online, anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. U.S. savings bonds are an affordable and smart choice for many Americans. For as little as $25, you can buy a U.S. savings bond for yourself or a loved one. Savings bonds are safe investments. Whether your goal is to retire comfortably, pay for a college education, or protect yourself and your family from the unexpected, it's always a good time to save for the future. Visit www.treasurydirect.gov to buy an electronic savings bond today.
Hey, it's me, your piggy bank. Remember when you were a little kid? All the dimes and quarters in my back? Yeah, that was good times. Good times. Now lately, I gotta be honest, you've been ignoring me. Money's been slipping through your hands like a greased pig. Get it? Because I'm a... Anyway, I know how it is. Now that you get a real paycheck, it's nice to have stuff. You'll start saving money next year. Well, I hate to tell you, but good saving habits start now. Put just $20 in the bank a month. Make your own coffee at home instead of that latte every morning. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Those changes alone could save you thousands of dollars a year. Come on, I'm your piggy bank. We can be together again, me and you, the special times. Anyway, if you don't want me to cry anymore, feed me. Go to feedthepig.org for more ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Gentlemen, can I please...
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
It's time for 5 questions.
5 is right out. Man, let me ask you something.
I got a question.
Right here on ESPN New Hampshire.
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question.
900 AM Nashua.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. Calm down.
1250 AM Manchester.
What did you say?
And ESPNNewHampshire.com.
Thank you for all your cooperation.
All right, welcome back to the Sports Blast here on ESPN New Hampshire and ESPNNewHampshire.com. Remember, you can call in at 603-883-9900. We are sort of an abridged show today. If you missed it, we are taking you up until noon today. It's not even our normal day to be in, guys. We're usually here Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., but because of the madness that is March Madness, we got bumped to Sunday, and we'll be here even next week, 10 a.m. to noon. Just a little programming note there for you guys. But it is time now for 5 questions, and I believe the birthday boy is hosting. Dave, you have 5 questions. Go for it.
Okay. So, if you guys were castaway like Tom Hanks, short of technology, what would you hope washed up onto shore with you?
Wow. Kate Upton.
Yeah.
He said what, not who.
Kate Upton. Kate Upton's on this plane with you as it goes down, and you're grabbing all of your life's collections and everything that means something to you. But no, you're grabbing just Kate Upton.
Yeah, that would be, if that is an acceptable answer, that is my answer. Kate Upton washes up on shore right in front of me.
All right, I don't feel good for either of your survival chances,
hey,
but it is an acceptable.
Hey, that's a great way to go out.
You'll enjoy the rest of your short-lived life,
yes.
but yes.
Well, I'm going to say that an island doesn't have Wi-Fi or cell phone connection.
He said short of technology.
Short of technology.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to go with a compass.
A compass?
Smart.
Okay. Wait. How does that help you, though? If you're surrounded by water, what's that going to do? Well, where are you going to go?
I'm decent at swimming, so I can...
You're just going to swim 500 miles to the next place of land?
I'd rather get exercise and spend quality time with Kate Upton.
Okay, all right, okay. I'm sorry. At least you are making an attempt to survive. Yeah. I'm making an attempt to live. All right, Brian, what's yours?
A rooster and a chicken.
What? That applies.
What does that do?
He's grabbing Kate Upton. You're grabbing a rooster and a chicken, so you have 2 meals.
No, I don't. I'm going to make them,
Oh, he's going to have them
are you
mate
serious?
And just have...
You're going to repopulate the island with chickens, basically?
He's going to start his own chicken farm.
Wait, that's not a bad idea.
That's actually pretty smart. That's actually pretty smart.
Roosters make a loud noise. So you could probably try to get somebody to look out for you.
I'm doubting that there is a chicken and a rooster on the plane.
Yeah, there are.
That went down. There are? What plane are you on?
That plane's going to Africa to spread around
the
some
new
chickens.
safari or something like that?
Why would you find a chicken and a rooster on a safari? No, there's
Who
a
knows?
farmer on board who is taking his chicken.
Who's bringing his live chicken and roosters?
His poultry.
On the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's transporting them on the plane.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in Brian's weird fantasy world, that is actually
nobody
a thing.
hopes like an axe or a bow and arrow so you can like hunt on the island, something like that. A book to like read.
So just to review, we have Kate
I was actually thinking about like a bunch of books.
If all three of you got stranded on an island
We'd all be
together,
screwed.
you'd have problems surviving.
So let's review. Let's review. A compass, Kate Upton, and a rooster and a chicken. Those are the things we would take. We would find a way.
Repopulate with Kate Upton.
I will survive. That we would
repopulate with
find a
Kate
way.
Upton. Have our chickens repopulate and have the compass to lead us.
That
to the
is
promised
a
land.
great way to think about it. That is a great way of thinking about it.
Food, lady, chicken,
and an
odd everything
way.
you need in life.
In an odd way.
Lady compass.
All right, let's go on to question number 2 here, Brian. Question 2.
If I'm working in the service industry on my birthday, I'm gonna wait. That's right, Rondo.
Yeah, but hey, look, Dave is here on his birthday, Rondo. Where were you?
Yeah.
Huh? Partying
Hey, he's
in
not
LA.
playing the Sacramento Kings, okay?
I
He's
didn't,
playing on ESPN
although I
radio.
didn't wait to throw my birthday party. I threw it before.
Ah, there
I
you go.
came
That's
here to
also
work.
an alternative.
All right, so if you guys were on a celebrity cruise with the cast of the show Breaking Bad and The Sopranos, or the female cast from the show True Blood and Girls, which of those celebrity cruises would you rather be on?
I'd rather be on the Breaking Bad cruise. Are you kidding me? I love that show. Wait. So would we just go on a cruise with them, or do we hang out?
No, it's just a cruise. You know, the way
Would
I figure it
would they
is-
play their roles in the?
Yeah, am I? Wait. Am I
No,
hanging
no.
out? Am
You
I
would-
hanging out with Walter White and Jesse Pinkman, or
You
am
would
I
get-
hanging out with Bryan Cranston and
Yes,
Aaron Paul?
you would get to hang out with Bryan Cranston, Aaron Paul, James, the late James Gandolfini
Is it just the
would still
males?
be there in spirit. What?
Is it just the male actors?
It would be the cast.
Oh, the
of,
whole cast?
of those shows. So yeah,
But
you
it's
get
just the
Meadow
fem-
Soprano in there and everything, but you don't want to.
But it's
Well,
just the
yeah,
female
Brian,
characters.
I'll answer your
The
question.
other
other
one
shows?
is the female cast from True Blood and the HBO show Girls.
I don't watch Girls, so I don't know how hot they are, but that
They're
still
hot.
sounds good. But okay,
Girls?
Well, I
Have
already
you
had
seen Girls?
No, aren't they hot? I've seen like
Brian doesn't want to answer on the radio.
I've seen the cover like of Girls. Like I've seen it here and there, and I feel like
Yeah, they put the hot ones on the cover. Obviously,
So all right, so the ones on the cover,
The ones
are
on the
there.
cover,
If
Brian.
if you really don't
it's
want,
just about like average girls, like just like playing naked ping pong.
well, that's great, but you also throw in True Blood. See, there's naked ping
Anna-
pong
Anna
on the
Paquin.
cruise.
Anna
and you've got
Paquin.
the cast of True Blood there.
Which is basically about sex and vampires.
But
That's basically what it's about.
It's just about the first.
But you have to realize that you're gonna be the only guy
Yes.
with those girls.
That's amazing.
So it's like a tag along. No, I don't really think it is because
Well,
that-
what if you take all your crew?
Your entourage.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
how Brian rolls.
Mhm.
Everywhere
Oh well,
he
if
goes.
you could
I
bring
roll-
your crew,
I roll deep.
I thought you meant just yourself.
Well, I mean,
However
I
you
guess
wanna-
I guess it can be translated into your crew. You can bring
Yeah.
like a friend or
Alright.
two.
Okay, so let's
I
give our
figured you wouldn't want the competition if you were on the female
That's
boat.
a good point.
That's
All right,
true.
I'll give
Sometimes
my answer.
women like that
Honestly,
competition.
That's true.
honestly, I already gave Kate Upton as my first answer, so I'm going to change it up. I absolutely love Breaking Bad. I would love to hang out with Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul.
I'm
They
with
look
ya.
awesome.
I'm
I am taking
with
that
you
one.
on that one too.
Yeah.
Hey,
I wouldn't go with True
can't
Blood
answer.
or Girls. I
Okay,
just did.
He just answered.
No, you always
It's his
answer.
birthday.
I never
It's his
answer.
birthday.
You
Let him
always
answer.
answer.
Yeah, I get to do what I
I'm
want.
going True Blood and Breaking Bad too.
No,
No. It's True Blood or
True
Breaking
Blood
Bad.
and Girls or Breaking Bad and
Breaking
The
Bad.
Sopranos.
I can't do the
Breaking
combination.
Bad and The Sopranos.
no, you can't combine. That's illegal.
I'll do Breaking Bad and
Breaking
Sopranos.
Bad. All right, let's roll on to question 3 here, Brian.
It's this guy's birthday. Players play on their birthday. That's
Players
right.
do play on their birthday.
Can I just say how pathetic it is that we all just chose hanging out with a bunch of dudes instead of
Whoa, there's some
the
girls. there.
female
There's some-
cruise?
there's some-
Hey, come on.
there's some girls there.
Hey, it's Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston.
Yeah,
man.
that's
Come on.
cool.
You can get their autograph
have
and
a
sell it on
convers-
eBay.
Have a conversation with
You
them.
can bring your
There might be
box
women
set, get
on
it
the
signed,
cruise.
and sell it.
There would be some on the cruise.
Dave, did you hear me?
I would end up going for Meadow Soprano.
You can bring your box set of Breaking Bad DVDs and
Have
get
them
it, sign it,
sell it, make some money.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of money,
and then you can spend time with the woman from True Blood. And
yes,
girls.
then I wouldn't have to go on the cruise. I could just do it because I'd have enough money to
I
do
would
it.
swim over from the island I'm stranded on with Kate Upton and join the cruise, and then I'd be happy. All right, go ahead, Dave. What is your third?
Hopefully the cruise boat would find you on the island.
I knew you were going to tie that into this.
All right, what is your third question?
Okay, so the Patriots recently signed Darrelle Revis to a 1-year deal. He took about a $4 million pay cut to do so. So if you were a pro athlete, is there any team that you would drop $4 million of your salary to go to?
Probably the New England Patriots. I mean, honestly, let's be honest. They have been the model franchise across the board, across the 4 major sports for the last decade and more. I mean, since 2001, what team has had more success in terms of consistently making the playoffs and getting to the big game than the New England Patriots? I mean, they've been to 5 Super Bowls with the same quarterback and head coach combo. They've won their division every year. I know the AFC East is crap, but still, they've won it. I mean, you can't penalize them for that. They've made it to 8 AFC championship games. I mean, come on. For the New England Patriots, you have a chance every year. There's no doubt about that.
I would have to decide at what point in my career am I at. Because then I would go with the Seahawks or one of the uprising teams. I mean, one of the teams that are there. And if not, I would want to spend my time with the Miami Dolphins, an organization that I think I could get a lot of money out of too, because they have a bunch of salary cap and. Yeah.
Everyone has a
so
lot
you'd
of salary
go
cap.
first for the winning team and then for the nostalgia. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
What's the question?
You didn't listen to the question?
Nah.
What were you doing?
I was doing some work stuff.
Brian's still contemplating.
He's the
He's still
producer
contemplating
of
the
the show.
number 2 question.
If you were a professional athlete, is there any team that you would take a $4 million pay cut to go play for, like Darrelle Revis did for the Patriots?
The Panthers.
Oh my God, Brian!
just sounded like
really?
Ken Griffey
Just
Jr.
honestly,
on the
Really,
honestly.
the Panthers?
McCutcheon.
So he can hang out with Cam Newton.
He loves Cam Newton.
I just want to be like that little kid, warming up my arm.
Brian, you know what? On Brian's birthday, I'm going to find a way to get Will Middlebrooks, Troy Tulowitzki, and Cam Newton all to come and celebrate Brian's birthday with him. He would go nuts.
Oh my gosh, I would cry.
Brian's like shaking over there. He's like, oh my God, would you really?
If
All right.
you had the hat.
Next question.
All right, let's go on to
These
the next
last
one.
two are good. If I'm working in the service industry on my birthday, I'm gonna wait. Would you rather go whitewater rafting with a drunk Charlie Sheen, skydiving with John Goodman as your partner, or on a hot air balloon ride captained by a baked James Franco?
Oh my God, those
James
all
Franco.
sound awesome. No, see, the thing is, Charlie Sheen looks like he knows how to have fun, though. He really does.
You're whitewater
You're
raft
whitewater rafting with him. though.
him when he's drunk.
You know, he's probably
Let me-
high
let
on
me
cocaine,
say,
too.
He's
None of these
drunk.
are awesome situations.
These are all awful situations.
Dangerous.
I don't know. I mean, like,
Imagine skydiving with John Goodman and he
Okay,
lands
John
on you.
Goodman,
your
I feel like...
partner.
Okay, here's the thing. And nothing against John Goodman. He's a great actor, but I feel like his shoot wouldn't be able to hold his weight.
That's why it's a risk.
Oh, wait, so are
taking
we on
a
the
risk
same
with
shoot?
any
Yes.
of these things. Yes.
Okay, so I'm not...
These are dangerous.
Yes.
Oh.
That's why
really?
that's why I choose James Franco, because I could operate the hot air
Yeah,
balloon.
No,
It's okay.
he's captaining it, and he's in charge. He's not letting you take
Not
over.
if
Here's
I-
the thing.
You don't
Here's
know
the-
how to drive a
All
hot
right,
air
all right.
balloon.
One at a time here, guys. I have a fear of heights, I think, so I would definitely go whitewater rafting with Charlie Sheen.
You're drowning.
Unless we're coming up on a big-ass waterfall, in which case it's still water, as opposed to the other scenarios you're landing on land, right? So I'd go with a drunk Charlie Sheen, and I'd take that.
You're dead.
You
Let's
might
just- you're
you
dead.
might land on land with a drunk Charlie Sheen.
You
whitewater
never
raft.
know. All right, Brian or Mark?
I'd go James Franco on the hot air balloon.
Yeah.
I want to
I
be
second
Seth
that.
Rogen.
He's baked.
I want to be Seth Rogen in Pineapple Express with him, just hanging out.
Yeah.
And Brian?
That's
Same
exactly,
thing?
yeah.
Piggybacking?
No, I was already gonna choose that. I had
Yeah.
it in my mind
James
as soon as he
Franco-
mentioned it.
I don't think
James
anyone would choose the parachuting with John Goodman.
Very
unfortunately.
interesting questions here, Dave. Let's go on the last one.
I really like that.
Last one. It's this guy's birthday. Players play on their birthday. All right, so as it was my birthday this weekend, I
Today.
recently, my birthday weekend. Today is my birthday. I recently saw some of my high school friends, and I was thinking of some of the games we used to play at high school parties, sort of going into college. Some of those games got carried over. But if you could bring one game back in a big way, which of these games would you bring back to your house parties? Would it be Truth or Dare, Strip Poker, or Spin the Bottle?
Oh my God! Wow.
I still play Truth or Dare.
You still play Truth or Dare?
Yeah.
Spin the Bottle. That's taking me way back. I haven't done Spin the Bottle since like
Spin the Bottle is like ancient at this point.
I do. Do
It's
kids
now like
do
7
kids
minutes
still
of
do
heaven.
That?
Yeah, I think they do.
Do they?
Well, Spin the Bottle and 7 Minutes of Heaven is like blended together now. So if
Yeah.
you land on somebody 3 times, then you go into the closet for 7 minutes of heaven.
Right.
Or depending on the person that you are in that scenario, it could be 7 minutes of hell. Who knows?
Yeah.
Let's see. So we got Truth or Dare, Spin the Bottle, and what was the last one?
The last
Strip
one,
Poker.
Strip Poker.
Strip Poker. Let's see. Let's go with Strip Poker.
Strip Poker's like, here's my thing about bringing that to like a house party scenario. That's like a 2-player game, Strip Poker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're drunk enough.
Or like 5.
Yeah, I guess you could get with a group and do Strip Poker. Then it just becomes
5 or
embarrassing.
6.
I would go Spin the Bottle, and I'd try to like innovate it.
Yeah.
So you can change like instead of just
Yeah,
guessing.
like improve on the Spin the Bottle.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because that was modern, and you're trying to make it current.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian,
Very
what was
nice.
yours?
Truth or Dare.
Truth or Dare.
Truth or
Okay, so
Dare.
3 different answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Sexy
it just,
Truth or
it's-
Dare.
Yeah, it's just amazing how birthdays change as you get older, right? When you're a kid, it's all about Chuck E. Cheese, and then when you're in a
Teenager years, it's all about Spin the Bottle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then it becomes about just like going to as many bars as you can in like the shortest time frame possible. It's
bar
crazy.
crawl.
Growing up.
Yeah, no, I remember when we were talking about birthdays a couple weeks ago, Brian was just like, I haven't celebrated a birthday in like 10 years. What the hell's wrong with you, man? You don't celebrate your birthday?
Oh.
What am I supposed to do?
It's like the
Go
only
out,
thing that
man.
I
Go
celebrate.
out,
you know?
yeah.
It's like the one day in the entire year where I say to myself, okay,
Woo,
today-
I came out of my...
today's about me.
I'll just stop
exactly.
And
there.
It's
I'm
the
gonna
one-
go celebrate.
it's
That's
the
the
one
only day.
Yeah.
Then he brought up the fact that he went and pet some lobsters.
Yeah, you were telling us about that.
That was
on the
like
way up
15
here.
years ago. It was the only birthday I can remember.
You pet some lobsters on your birthday.
Another dangerous aspect in this segment.
Yeah,
That could have been really bad. It's like, hi, little lobster, I'm petting you. Oh my God. Okay, this is the worst birthday ever. I just had my finger bit off,
binge.
clawed off by this lobster.
Bit off lobsters
I
don't
go to the
have
beach and
teeth.
pet
Clawed off.
lobsters.
Oh man, yeah,
gosh.
no, that's yeah, no,
That was all 5.
Yeah, that was
Well,
was
this
good,
year I'll be
very
celebrating
birthday.
at Fenway. So,
Oh, there
So
you go.
Dave,
There you
how does
go.
it feel to
Birthday.
be 24?
No different than it felt to be 23 yesterday. You know, birthdays now it's sort of a weird thing. Like I like that the fact that it's my birthday and I get to go celebrate.
I'm the baby of the
doesn't
group.
feel much.
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
so
but, yeah,
young.
Brian, you're only 22,
Yeah.
right? Wow.
Wow.
I'm gonna be 25 in August.
Wow.
I feel really old.
Yeah,
You're really
you're an
behind
old
the
man.
8 ball.
Yeah.
Oh, you could rent cars.
I can.
Can I just- can I
I
just
was
say,
driving
though,
rental cars in college.
As
anyways.
no insult to anybody, but I think that March birthdays are the best because that's those March babies are products of some summer loving. If you
that's a good point.
rewind 9 months,
What's my 9
That's
months
July.
from July?
March, right?
Yeah.
9 months from July is March.
yeah. Well, no,
No.
go forward 3 months. 9 months.
Yeah, 3 months. It's
Yeah.
October.
Yeah.
I could have been like a Halloween.
Well, Andy
baby.
got
Yeah.
Andy got March Madness, the start of baseball,
Yeah.
the nice
Yeah.
weather.
Yeah, it's true.
Good
It's a
stuff.
it's a good time to have a birthday. St. Patrick's Day too.
All right, guys. Another quick break. We'll be coming back with some Red Sox talk right here on the Sports Blast.
If I'm working in the service industry on my birthday, I'm gonna wait.
Molly Fitzpatrick of the Dairyfield School is our Apple Therapy Student Athlete of the Week. Molly is a 2-sports standout for the Cougars who has savored her time at Dairyfield.
So I actually moved to New Hampshire right before 6th grade. I lived in Illinois before that, and my sister went to a private high school when she was that age. So my parents just kind of wanted to look for another private high school and kind of have me do the same thing. So that's why I ended up going there. It's definitely, it's a smaller school. You know, we have like 67 kids in our senior class. So there are days where that seems a little small, but for the most part, I like it because you get to know, everyone in your grade really well. You get to know people in other grades really well, and you're very comfortable. Like, I never feel like I have to hold back at school. I'll put myself out there anytime because I know basically everyone, so I don't feel self-conscious or anything like that. And the small environment really kind of allows you to thrive.
Molly is a big fish in a small pond at Dairyfield. But for the golf and swim team captain, that won't be the case next year.
I'm looking kind of at mid-sized schools. everyone's like, oh, I want bigger, but honestly, no matter what college you go to, it's going to be a lot bigger than 67 kids. So I wouldn't want like a giant, state university. That's just a little too big for me. So I'm kind of looking more towards mid-size. I actually committed to Georgetown University for swimming.
So much to do, so little time. Actually, if you ask Molly, she prefers it that way.
It's definitely a challenge sometimes. For me, school has always come first. It's always been that way. But it's just a lot about time management. It never becomes, so overwhelming that I don't think I can do it because, if schoolwork ever gets too much, I have to miss practice because that becomes first. It's really about, just using my free periods during school, picking a course load. That works for me, but it's still very challenging. For me, actually, swimming helps my schoolwork. When I'm out of season and I have all this time on my hands, I procrastinate. I get home and I'm like, oh, I have hours to do this work, and then it takes me twice as long as it normally would. So, having a set schedule really helps.
Molly Fitzpatrick of the Dairyfield School is our Apple Therapy Student Athlete of the Week.
With 6 New Hampshire locations, Apple Therapy's comprehensive orthopedic rehabilitation clinics offer convenient access to a wide variety of services. At each clinic, Apple Therapy strives to bring relief to patients by assuring the highest level of care in a comfortable environment, and they are networked to most providers and all insurance companies. Apple Therapy will maintain full and open communication between you and your physicians and therapists for your peace of mind. You can find Apple Therapy in Amherst, Bedford, Londonderry, Manchester, and Nashua, and online at appletherapy.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Colin Cowherd.
Eric Winston ran for the NFL Players Association presidency. He wants to shake things up, but he did say one thing. I can tell you this, going from 16 games to 18 games is not going to happen. I will not let it happen. Can I say this, NFL owner guy? You're swimming in cash. The TV money has quadrupled. Why squeeze the orange dry? At some point, why not refine your product, polish it? Do you really need to expand it? You're making a fortune. 16 games equals urgency. Fewer games equals stars, healthy, longer. Society's got more options. More games, more people won't watch. Expansion initially makes owners rich. Eventually, it dilutes the product.
We're a regional business that isn't so regional anymore. We need more office space, more phones, and more staff. It's a good problem to have, but still a problem. That's when we called in our secret weapon, Regis.
Businesses of all sizes are turning to Regis. With over 1,700 global locations, Regis offers fully furnished offices with flexible terms, a receptionist to greet clients, and access to meeting rooms and video conference studios. Get 2 months free when you visit regis.com/sports now or call 1-800-OFFICES.
And now, another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man said he recently informed his wife he's going to start waxing his chest, only because the waxing place is right near Golfsmith, and they're about to have trade-in days. For a limited time only, when you trade in your old clubs, you get a 50% bonus towards new ones. He's got a lot of clubs to trade in, so he's going to wax his chest, eyebrows, back, and, well, just check out trade-in days at Golfsmith. Anything for golf.
ESPN New Hampshire Sports Center.
March Madness continues today with the round of 16. It's going to be number 10 Stanford will take on number 2 Kansas. Number 1 Wichita State goes against number 8 Kentucky. Number 6 North Carolina will battle number 3 Iowa State. Number 11 Tennessee plays number 14 Mercer. Number 12 Stephen F. Austin is up against number 4 UCLA. Number 6 Baylor versus number 3 Creighton. Number 8 Memphis faces number 1 Virginia. And number 1 Arizona will play number 8 Gonzaga. The Bruins have won 12 straight. Their latest win came last night as the Bees defeated the Phoenix Coyotes 4-2. They clinched a playoff berth the night before against Colorado. They've outscored their opponents 47-17 during the win streak. The Black and Gold play Montreal on Monday night. The Boston Celtics lost their match against the Brooklyn Nets. They are 3-8 in the month of March. They're off until Wednesday when they take on the Toronto Raptors at TD Garden. Those are your blasted weekend updates. Be sure to listen in on ESPN Radio and the ESPN Radio app. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/thesportsblast. Check out our website at www.sportsblast.co and tweet us at sportsblastnh. Again, that's at sportsblastnh. I'm David Pollard. Don't go anywhere. The Sports Blast continues right now.
All right, back here on the Sports Blast, ESPN New Hampshire and ESPNNewHampshire.com. Ashish Sharma, Brian Roach, David Pollard, and Mark Lazell here with you, taking you up until noon. Want to switch gears here into some Red Sox talk, guys. David Ortiz apparently is close to signing a one-year, $15 million extension with the Red Sox. Now, when I read about this, and when we talked about this on the air, I was thinking to myself, why, Ben, why? Why are you signing him to a one-year extension now? He thrives in contract years. Why are you giving in?
He's caving.
He's caving.
He is.
I like it.
What? Why?
Because Ortiz has done so much for your organization,
cares?
for baseball.
Who
That's
bleeping
awesome.
cares? Oh, thank you,
Hey,
David.
hey. Has he ever gotten a big deal like these other guys?
Yeah, in 2006 he signed a mega extension. Remember that?
Well,
it wasn't a mega
was it a
extension. I have
mega
to go back and
extension?
look at it, but he signed an extension.
Look at what
in 2006.
Adrian Gonzalez and people are getting.
Brian,
He's not a DH.
He's not a DH.
He's a
Exactly.
DH.
Thank you. He's a DH. He's aging. He's coming off a torn Achilles from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I feel like the Red Sox are kind of setting them up for failure down the road with, giving David Ortiz these one-year contracts worth a lot of money.
Brian, every single
$15 million is nothing for a guy that
if he's not-
is the heart of your order.
What if, it's everything
What do
if
you mean
it's a
it's
guy
nothing?
that's
That's
not
quite a bit.
playing next
15,
year? What if he
15
gets
million.
injured?
Look at what
Brian, can I ask you
Matt Kemp gets.
Okay,
Look
Brian,
at what
Brian,
Carl
fine,
Crawford
fine,
gets.
Brian,
Look at
that's
what
all
Adrian
fine.
Gonzalez
Brian, can I
gets.
ask you a question? Why are you so averse to the fact that he can just play out in his contract year? And then, depending on what happens after his year is up, you can either give him a qualifying offer.
I think
or
it's fine that
approach
they're
him
just adding on another year. It's just one more year.
He's 38 years old.
Exactly.
It could be a bad move. Let's face it. Next season,
yeah,
next year,
it
this year
could
he could
be.
hit 238 and not be the same.
It could
You
be,
know?
but he hasn't slowed down yet. I mean,
What do you mean he hasn't slowed
But
down?
yes.
And he had two bad starts in 2009 and 2010. What do you mean? Those were pretty bad starts. to the
yes,
season.
I'm talking about the last 3 years.
Granted,
Yeah,
he
no,
played
I'm just saying, what if we see
incredibly
Last
something
well.
3
like-
years.
No, what if we see something like we did in 2009 and 2010 this year, and it continues for the whole year? Because guess what? At the age of 38, it's not out of the realm of possibility that happens. I understand he hit like 700 in the World Series. He won you a World Series.
Yeah.
But the guy's 38 years old.
Yeah.
Why does he feel like he's entitled to an extension? Why does he always feel the need to bitch about his contract year after year after year? I mean, just shut up and play, David. I'm sorry to say it, but just play.
What does Ortiz make this year?
This year he's making, I think, 12 and a half, something like
Okay,
that.
do you think Ortiz is trending upward and should be giving more money than he's giving this year,
He-
or
no,
is
he's
he
making
trending
15
downward?
million.
Isn't he
This
trending
year, no,
downward?
he signed something like a 2-year, 26-year. Brian can look it up. 2-year, $26 million deal. This is the second year of that. So, like, it was either $12.5 or $13 million for the 2 years. But, I mean, I just don't understand why Ben Sherrington is giving in right now. He's caving.
In our previous show, I actually sided with Ortiz. But looking over the contract, all this, like, one-year bull crap, I mean, they do this every single year, and it's because of the the front office of the Red Sox. They put themselves in this position. They put him in this position. They throw a bunch of money to a guy that's down his
He got
down
a
in his
2-year,
career.
$30 million, so he makes $15 million this year.
So you think he's worth the same the year after this? You think that his trend will be to be consistent for the next 2 years? You don't think there's going to be a downward trend?
I don't think so.
The guy's 38,
not the way,
Brian.
Yeah?
You think that at some point he's going to decline?
He's on his downward slope of his career.
Well, I
He
mean,
could be.
Mark.
He could
I
be.
mean, last year he gave you pretty
A
much
great
David
career. Yeah,
Ortiz
great
numbers.
season.
Yeah,
Right.
But at some point, the guy's gonna hit a wall. I mean, that happens.
Yes,
Unless
but
he's on
people with his
something.
numbers are making 20, 25
They are
million.
not designated hitters. They are not designated hitters. He's virtually a part-time player. All he does is
a
hit.
He's a part-time.
He's a part-time player. He
What
doesn't play
about
field.
when in the National League when he does play first base?
Brian,
What,
that's
four
nine,
to
nine-
5
yeah,
games
that's 9
out
games,
of the
9,
season?
12
No.
games.
Let's be serious, dude. If you look back at his last few seasons, even going back,
He doesn't
further,
play all of them at first base.
The last 10 years, he's maybe played a combined 30 games at first base.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
decade.
Look, David Ortiz, and I will be the first one to tell you that David Ortiz, without him last year, I'm sorry, you don't make it past the Detroit Tigers in the ALCS. Without him, you don't win a World Series. But based on that, you're going to give him a 1 year, $15 million.
No, it's not based on that. It's based on everything he's done for this team, this organization,
Wait,
all of MLB. He's the face of MLB.
Isn't your mantra, what have you done for me
well,
lately?
one of the faces.
Isn't your mantra, what have you done for me lately?
No, he's one of the faces of MLB.
Sure, he's big. He's got
It's
the
Derek
promotional
Jeter
contracts
Ortiz.
with like vitamin water and all that.
But
stuff.
I want to talk about his position right now because he put him, like I said, he put himself in this position by going to a DH position. You are not going to get heavy money with only playing the DH. All you have to do is bat. That's all I'm saying. You don't play in the field.
No one else bats like he does at the DH
Brian,
position.
I'll give you that. Is he the greatest designated hitter of all time? Better than Edgar Martinez? Yeah.
Frank Thomas.
You don't so
better than Frank Thomas?
You
Yeah, I
don't
would
get
say that
paid.
too.
Well, Frank Thomas played a lot of first base.
Sure.
Listen,
well, Ortiz played a lot of first base with Minnesota Twins.
You don't get
That was
paid
like a
because
year.
of your notoriety in the league, and you don't get paid because you're sentimental about the player.
Yes, thank you.
If that were the case, guess what? Shaquille O'Neal would have been the highest paid player in the NBA when he was on his last 2 seasons playing basketball.
Well,
when he came to the Celtics,
CBA, there's a different CBA.
that's not my point. My
There's a
point
CBA
is you're
that's
saying
different.
he's such a big face in the MLB that he should be paid because he's a big face. He's a notable person that everybody around the league knows. Shaquille O'Neal was probably one of the most popular players that ever played the game
Most
of
recognizable in the
basketball.
world.
Well, yes, but
Very recognizable. Had
there's
a ton
also
of endorsement
there's a different
deals.
CBA.
You didn't pay him.
There's a different CBA.
Brian, you're
You
missing the
still
point.
don't
Don't take
pay
his
him.
words so literally. He's just saying that you can't pay a guy just because of the sentimental value that he brings to your ball club. Look, everyone
I
in this
didn't
town,
say that.
That-
why
it
would
sounds
you-
like it's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying
Why are
he-
you paying him $15 million?
Because of the way he is at the plate. Like, there's
Okay,
no one
Brian,
else
Brian,
that can
Brian,
replace him.
what
A
is-
left-handed
okay,
slugger. Who else can replace him right now? Name someone.
As a left-handed slugger?
Name someone who could replace Ortiz right now.
Nobody
In
that
the
no one
D-
that we got.
No
in the
one.
DH position?
At the
There's no one
left-handed
better.
slugger. No.
There's no one better at DH.
So
we
why
know
not
this.
pay him 1 more year?
Because we don't know what he's going to do this year.
Yeah, no one. You don't know what anyone's gonna do. You don't know what
Right,
Bogarts.
so why
you don't
would-
know Middlebrooks. You don't know Napoli.
So why are you going to
Brian.
pay any of them?
Yeah. No, Brian. here's-
Exactly.
That's
So
my
why?
point.
Brian, wait, Brian, why not just let him play out his contract here? Why not just do that?
Because of what's 1 more year.
The minimum.
What's
No.
wait,
What do you
The
mean? What's
minimum
1 more year? What do you mean? What do you mean? What?
It's
why not
exactly
just let him play?
$15 million.
Yeah,
That's what 1 more year
Yeah,
is.
let
Okay,
him play out his
so?
contract here. What is? And then you give him a qualifying offer. He'll obviously decline. I mean, a qualifying offer will probably be $14.1 million or $15 million next year, anyways, which is what he wants. But no, he'll probably want a 2-year deal after this year. My point is, what is so wrong about letting him play out his contract here? Fine, he obviously was under contract last year because he signed the 2-year extension after he
The
tore his
thing is,
Achilles.
you got to keep your
But-
players happy,
but-
or they're gonna complain.
The problem with the
Why?
Red Sox is they offered Steven Drew $14.1 million to play a shortstop position, right? You have David Ortiz, who only plays one position. They offered him more money than Steven Drew. I'm sorry, Steven Drew at $14.1 million is a lot of money. But $15 million for David Ortiz, it should be within the $10 million range.
No,
No. He's
No,
definitely
what are
worth
you
more
talking
than
about?
$12 million, Mark. But I just
I
don't
don't think
understand
he's
why
worth
they.
15.
My argument right now, it's not about dollars and cents. It's about why are you giving him an extension at all?
I
Right
think
now.
it's fine.
Why now?
It's
Why now?
It's
Why
so he does.
now?
There's no.
So he's happy? That's
Yeah.
not how sports work.
Yes, it is.
That's
Lester,
not
Brian,
how it
Brian.
should work.
Okay,
though.
Dave, Brian, and Mark. Between John Lester and David Ortiz, if you're Ben Sherrington right now, who is your priority?
Both.
John
It's
Lester.
No. You can pick
It's
one.
John
you
No,
can
Lester.
pick one.
You can pick both.
No, Brian. I am
Why
asking you. If
you
I-
need
if-
David Ortiz.
No, Brian,
or
that's
there's
not
a
the question. That's not the
question.
question. The question is David Ortiz or John Lester. It's the child question.
Who's
if you could
the
save
priority?
one. If you could save one. It's the child question. If you could save one of your children.
Well, no, only one can be a
Only
priority anyway.
Yeah,
No.
only one is a priority.
Lester
Who's your
is
priority?
ace.
Brian, don't bend the question. It's clearly John Lester is more important right now. Long term? Long term,
You
John
gotta get
Lester is
Lester.
more
They have so
important
much
than David
pitching
Ortiz.
that I would let Lester walk.
What?
Over Ortiz for
Yes.
the one
David
more
Ortiz
year?
has 2
Yes.
years left in
Okay,
his
here's the
career.
other point. So Lester's asking what, like close to $23 million per year, around that
Where'd
range.
you get that? I have
No, that's
he
true.
said he'd
That's
take-
true.
He
No,
said he'd
it's-
take the hometown discount.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever that means to him.
Yeah, we'll find out.
23 is the high end. I'm not giving him that
No,
much.
I'm not giving
But
I
if
think it's
can
going to be
work-
like 21, but
Well, if you're going to give Ortiz $15 million, you should save some of that money and put it towards John Lester. That's my point with the salary cap.
If
you're
it were
salary cap,
contingent
this is
on that,
baseball,
yes.
Mark.
I know,
There's
but
no salary cap in baseball.
If it were contingent on that, I would agree. You should save your money and give it to Lester. But here's Brian. I can't believe that you actually would give money to Ortiz as a priority over extending John Lester, who's a young pitcher who's going to be your ace moving forward.
It's not young.
He's
30
young
years old.
enough.
That's young enough.
He's
And
young
he's
enough
and he's
to
your
be
ace right now.
to be good for the next 4 seasons,
there's
isn't he?
so many pitching prospects that I wouldn't mind
You
letting
have
Lester
your
walk.
ace. You have your guy. You have your workhorse who's going to give you 200-plus innings and be an ace when it matters most in the postseason.
Right.
That's your priority, not the aging DH.
Really,
who's not gonna
the
be
guy who
playing
gave
3
you the
years
World
from now.
Series by hitting 700.
Yeah, he did.
It's a
He
team,
did.
dude.
Great. Thank
It's
you.
a team.
Yes, but no one else was hitting.
No one else was hitting. I
There were
agree
no
with
other
Brian.
pitchers or
let me-
fielders.
No, but again,
I
Brian,
didn't say
I will
that.
go back to the original argument. Why now? Why now? Why do you need to extend him now?
Before the season?
He's
Why?
worth $15 million this season. I'll
Why?
give you that.
What is
Yeah.
so wrong?
He does
with-
the same thing
what
this
is-
year. He's worth it
what-
next
yeah,
year.
and what is so wrong with letting a guy play in a contract year when he has to play his ass off?
Have you seen everyone usually extends their contract before the season, so they
Who
don't have
cares
to worry
about
about.
everyone?
He's older.
That doesn't matter.
Aging players don't get contract extensions.
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter is an exception to the rule because
So is David Ortiz.
Ortiz is
Oh,
not
what?
the same as
What?
Jeter.
What?
He's
Are
not the
you
greatest.
kidding me?
He's not one of the greatest Red Sox to ever live.
What?
Either. He's not
What?
up there.
No,
you
no,
can't
no,
talk
Dave,
about him.
now you lost me, Dave. Now you lost
What
me,
are you
Dave.
You can't
talking
talk about him in terms of Derek Jeter because of the amount that Derek Jeter has played, the 3,000 hits that he has, the fact that he played shortstop his entire career, and that you can mention him in the same breath as all the Yankee greats.
I think you
Seriously.
could do the same about David Ortiz.
Yeah.
I
but-
think that there's an exception
Without
for
Ortiz,
Ortiz.
you don't have.
Hey, Dave,
you
Dave,
probably
Dave,
don't
Dave,
have
Dave,
04.
Dave.
You don't have 07.
Yeah, and Dave,
you don't
here's the
have
thing.
last
The
year.
only
David
spell-
Ortiz. David Ortiz has the most rings of any Red Sox player, I believe. I don't think any. Even if you go back
Wait,
to
doesn't he have more than
I think-
Jeter?
No. Jeter has 5.
Oh, Jeter has 5.
No,
The
I'm
only
talking about
penalty-
any of Red Sox
Yeah.
player. You even go back to 1903, 1912, 15, 16, 18. I don't think any of those players were on teams that won 3. I may be mistaken, but if there's any one of those players that did happen to have 3 rings, maybe one of the 1912, 15, 16, 18, maybe one of those guys that was there for that stretch. David Ortiz is right up there with those guys in terms of the winning, in terms of the World Series championships.
But again, the only penalty that David Ortiz has is he's a DH.
That's right. And I
Which
just
shouldn't be
he's
against
old.
him.
He's
Brian,
38.
Yeah, he's 38, and I just don't understand why you can't let the guy play out his contract here. See what you got in David Ortiz. Can he replicate his numbers from last year?
Because
and
they've
then
been
come
doing
back and
this.
talk?
They've been yanking him around for
Who
5
cares?
years.
Who
They gave
cares?
him an
It's a
extension
business.
last season, didn't they?
No, it was in the off season. It
Who
wasn't even an
cares?
extension.
Brian, it's a business.
I will.
This
All right,
isn't-
I
It
will
was a
say, though,
contract. It was
he
a 2-year contract.
I will say he takes 1-year deals. That shows he is loyal to the Red Sox.
Yeah.
That's loyalty.
Sure.
I'll give him that
the,
because he
the
doesn't
GM
go.
and stuff aren't showing loyalty by
Brian,
offering him long-term
hey,
deals.
Hey, this isn't free-for-all lovey-dovey time where we just
I'm
go
not-
out and get
I'm
we
not
just give
saying
up-
it's
then again,
lovey-dovey.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, I love you so much.
Yes, but
David
what would
Ortiz,
you do
let me just-
without David Ortiz right now?
But then again, he
You
can
would
also go
not
out
make
and
the
test
playoffs.
Then
That's a
again,
pretty strong statement.
No, they would not make the playoffs without David Ortiz.
Then again, he can go out and test the open market.
I said this once and I'll say it again. David Ortiz is bluffing if he's I'll go somewhere. He is not going anywhere. David Ortiz wants to end his career here. He wants to be a Red Sox.
I'll side with Brian. Give him what he wants.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna let him walk, just give him what he wants.
He's not going to walk anyways.
I think that you just kind of go with the assuage him until he's able to be paid for this year. So you wait and see what he does. Pay him.
All right, guys, we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back with the blast off. Don't go anywhere.
Our hosts can be a little nuts.
Oh, you're full of it.
So why not tell them? The ESPN Text Club is simple to join and 100% free. All you have to do is text ESPN NH and join to 50352.
I'm a trifle deaf in this ear.
Text ESPN NH and join to 50352. Members of the Text Club are also entered to win prizes like tickets to movie premieres and local sporting events. Text ESPN NH join to 50352 today.
This is your NBC Sports Radio update.
Bracketologists were hard at work yesterday. Probably a little upset with number 11 Dayton, unless of course you're an alum, as they upset number 3 Syracuse 55-53. Number 2 Wisconsin took care of number 7 Oregon in Milwaukee 85-77. Michigan State sends Harvard packing. Villanova falls to number 7 UConn 77-65. Number 4, San Diego State takes care of number 12, North Dakota State. Number 2, Michigan, a winner over Texas. Louisville beats St. Louis, and Florida got the day started with a win over Pittsburgh, 61-45. Today, the day begins with Stanford and Texas at 12:15 Eastern, followed by Kentucky and the undefeated Wichita State Shockers at 2:45 Eastern. Then you got North Carolina and Iowa State, followed by two Cinderellas, number 14 Mercer and number 11 Tennessee at 6:10 Eastern. I'm Pete Fox, NBC Sports Radio, and the NBC Sports Radio app.
As an Orkin man, I know I'm not the first person you think of when it comes to attic insulation, but my Orkin Therm can help you save on energy bills. And here's the gravy. It's infused with natural boric acids that roaches, silverfish, beetles, and other pests find as tolerable as a finger in their compound eyes. So help keep your heat in, your bills low, and pests out. Orkin Therm by Orkin. Pest control down to a science. For a free estimate, visit OrkinMan.com. Savings may vary.
If you've been delaying that oil change, replacing those brake pads, or ignoring that check engine light, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and use your tax refund to take care of problems you've been putting off. Spend a little of your tax refund on your vehicle now and avoid costly repairs down the road. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. With 6 New Hampshire locations, Apple Therapy's comprehensive orthopedic rehabilitation clinics offer convenient access to a wide variety of services. At each clinic, Apple Therapy strives to bring relief to patients by assuring the highest level of care in a comfortable environment, and they are networked to most providers and all insurance companies. Apple Therapy will maintain full and open communication between you and your physicians and therapists. For your peace of mind, you can find Apple Therapy in Amherst, Bedford, Londonderry, Manchester, and Nashua, and online at appletherapy.com.
The home team with Matt Peralta.
Scott Boras continues to say that he has multiple teams offering multi-year contracts for Stephen Drew. If that was the case, why hasn't he taken one yet? Why hasn't he taken one yet? If your contract, Stephen Drew, is so coveted, why are we sitting here halfway into spring training with Stephen Drew not on a roster? This is making Scott Boras look really bad.
This is the home of the home team with Matt Peralta, ESPN New Hampshire. ESPN New Hampshire Sports Center.
March Madness continues today with the round of 16. It's going to be number 10 Stanford taking on number 2 Kansas. Number 1 Wichita State goes against number 8 Kentucky. Number 6 North Carolina will battle number 3 Iowa State. Number 11 Tennessee plays number 14 Mercer. Number 12 Stephen F. Austin is up against number 4 UCLA. Number 6 Baylor versus number 3 Creighton. Number 8 Memphis faces number 1 Virginia, and number 1 Arizona will play number 8 Gonzaga. The Bruins have won 12 straight. Their latest win came last night as the Bees defeated the Phoenix Coyotes 4-2. They clinched a playoff berth the night before against Colorado. They've outscored their opponents 47-17 during the win streak. The Black and Gold play Montreal on Monday night. The Boston Celtics lost their last match against the Brooklyn Nets. They are 3-8 in the month of March. They're off until Wednesday when they take on the Toronto Raptors at TD Garden. Those are your blasted weekend updates. Be sure to listen in on ESPN Radio and the ESPN Radio app. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/thesportsblast. Check out our website at www.sportsblast.co and tweet us at SportsBlastNH. Again, that's at SportsBlastNH. I'm David Pollard. Don't go anywhere. The Sports Blast continues right now.
I know you're tired. I know you're hurting. And I wish I could say something that was classy and inspirational. But that just wouldn't be our style. Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Right on. 2, 1, boost ignition, and liftoff. Without much further ado,
it's time for the Blast Off.
What is this? It's kind of like a free-for-all fun fest.
ESPN New Hampshire.
We're talking about their stats in 14-mile-an-hour plus winds. The winds aren't going to be 14-plus miles an hour. We couldn't wait for the forecast to come out to find out that this story wasn't relevant at all.
Shut up, Dave!
900 AM Nashua.
There's a reason why he's playing back, because he wants out.
I don't want to hear your excuses.
So you probably go to the Lakers just to live it up in LA.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
Now, how do you like them apples?
I don't like the sound of them apples.
And 12:50 a.m. Manchester.
I've seen your picture somewhere. It's in the encyclopedia. It's a blast.
The Sports Blast. Every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Right here on ESPN New Hampshire.
I didn't know all that. This ends now!
Got a little testy in that last segment when we were talking about David Ortiz
Getting a little bit heated there.
and
during the break.
Heated before, yeah, during the break that was heated too.
Yeah, we continued that into the break. It's kind of unfortunate that we have a short show here due to the March Madness. We will be wrapping up here with the Blast-Off. Even next week, Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon is basically going to be our show before we finally revert back to our normal Saturday slot. If that wasn't enough for you in terms of raging debate, get ready for one here on the Blast-Off. We are going to be talking now about Grady Sizemore versus Jackie Bradley Jr. I think, honestly, opening day, you're going to see Grady Sizemore out in center field.
Oh, definitely.
I don't see any. Oh, good. So we all agree now. I don't see any way that Jackie Bradley Jr. is going to be patrolling center field, at least on opening day. From what we've seen in spring training so far, Sizemore has outperformed him by a
Farrell
lot.
has mentioned that.
And he's hinted at it. Farrell has hinted at it. He hasn't come out and said it.
Well, he's mentioned it.
But
like,
Grady Sizemore,
hypothetically.
in about half now, again, the injury concerns, the health concerns, that's all still
He's playing
there.
in 3 straight games. He played one
Right.
yesterday. He's playing one today
Right.
and one on tomorrow.
Right, so we'll see. But in half the at-bats, as Jackie Bradley Jr., he already has more hits. Last time I checked. That
Yeah,
might
he's
have
9
changed.
for 20. Actually, they both have the same amount of hits, but Sizemore is hitting that. He's 9 for 25. He's had a couple of infield hits. He's looked good in the field. He's made a couple of diving plays.
Mhm.
He hasn't like looked. I mean, he's looked like he can't play every day because he's playing like every other day basically.
He's basically got the Rocco Baldelli thing.
Yeah,
I'll make a case about Bradley though. You let Jacoby Ellsbury walk. What was your goal behind that?
To let Bradley play.
So why not let Bradley play?
Well, okay, fine. Here's my counter argument. What if Jacoby Ellsbury signed a long-term extension? Then what would you do with Jackie Bradley Jr.? You'd stash him in AAA until he was ready to
Trade him.
play or trade him. No, but here's the thing. Long-term, left field, maybe? Once Johnny Gomes is done.
I like
once
Bryce
Nava-
Branson left field.
Yeah, Brents looks
So
good.
so that's my counter argument, Mark, is if Jacoby Ellsbury stayed, you wouldn't be saying anything about Jackie Bradley Jr.
You'd say trade
him. Yeah, or trade him, yeah. But the thing is, right now, Jackie Bradley Jr. in AAA, or rather in spring
He's
training,
striking
is hitting,
out a lot.
He's got, 13 strikeouts?
Yeah.
He's hitting a $190 or something like that. So, again, I don't want to put too much stock in Grapefruit League numbers. I've said that in the past. But based on what we've seen so far from both Jackie Bradley Jr. and
Well,
Grady
remember
Sizemore,
last year,
Jackie
Bradley Jr. was the best thing ever.
Well,
Right.
yeah, but now that he's struggling in spring training, you never know.
Oh, it
could
doesn't
be-
work that way. It doesn't get inverted.
You
like
can
that.
never know. You can never know
Listen.
with Sizemore too.
I really don't weigh spring training that heavily
Yeah.
on anything. Last season when Jackie Bradley Jr. did well, I didn't weigh it that heavily. This
Well, I didn't
season,
weigh it that heavily either. I just thought, like, all right, maybe he does deserve a shot.
Sure,
And he got
and
it and
I
walks
agree. That's the
against
one.
CC Sabathia.
That's
so.
the one thing that you can really use spring training to gauge is if there's a battle for a position, you can gauge who's seizing the spot. And right now it's Sizemore. He's taking.
Oh, yeah.
He's taking that spot away from what it seemed like it was Jackie Bradley Jr.'s
It doesn't look
position
like
to
the
lose.
power's in his bat right now. Like Jackie Bradley has some pop in his bat.
Yeah, he's
and-
got 4 doubles, I think. He's got a
Yeah.
triple as well.
Let's discuss that point because I don't think he would.
I don't
think you need his bat in that lineup because you have so many.
gonna be hitting
Who's going to be the lead?
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't
but
you want
you
Grady
have him
Sizemore
for-
to be your leadoff hitter?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah, Grady Sizemore. I mean, look.
He can lead off.
2 shows ago, we were talking about this team not having a leadoff hitter. Grady Sizemore is your leadoff hitter.
385 OBP.
If he
in the
breaks
spring.
camp with the Sox, which I think he will, he is your leadoff guy. The question is he going to break down at some point? And when he does, Jackie Bradley Jr. is the first one to come up.
And Daniel Nava can lead off. He's been doing well.
Daniel Nava can lead off, but my
Shea
point is
Victorino.
Grady Sizemore right now. And
Victorino's
thank you.
not healthy enough
Victorino,
right
yeah,
now.
so maybe you. No, although a lot of people have said, "Oh, maybe you start, have Nava and right, and you have Jackie Bradley Jr. as your backup left fielder." No.
No.
You're gonna have Carp as your backup outfielder.
You
You're gonna
can't. You
start
can't
with
have
Nava.
Jackie Bradley, Mike Carp, Daniel Nava, Johnny Gomes.
Yeah, that's way too many outfielders. So you
Jackie
have,
Bradley,
Yeah. So
Grady
Jackie Bradley
Sizemore.
Jr. cannot be up while Grady Sizemore
Way
is up.
too
We
many
know
people.
that.
Trade
so
Carp.
if Victor, huh?
No.
No.
No,
I like
no,
Carp
no,
in his
no,
role
no,
right
no,
now.
no, no.
I think on opening day, here's the outfield you're going to see on opening day. You're going to see Grady Sizemore in center. You're going to see Gomes in left. You're going to see Nava on right.
What?
Yeah, but
That's what you're
I
gonna
would
see.
say you trade Carp.
Victorino's
and
not
then
going to be
you
ready,
can-
Brian.
Yes, he is.
No, Victorino's not going to be ready for
He's
opening
been
day.
playing. He's been playing lately.
Yeah, but do you think he's going to be ready for opening day?
Yeah. It's 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Oh, well, a week and a half.
No, a week and a half.
Like 8 days, actually.
Okay, fine. Well, then you're not going to see Jackie Bradley Jr. because Grady Sizemore is going to be in center field.
Okay,
I would
I
trade
didn't-
Mike
I
Harp
didn't
and you
mention Jackie
platoon
Bradley.
Jackie Bradley and Grady Sizemore.
No.
So that you,
That's way too many outfielders.
carrying
yeah, but
Who are you
you
going to
still-
put?
You still need to give Jackie
who's-
Bradley a shot.
Wait,
I feel
wait,
like.
wait,
Let me
wait.
carry
Mark
6
on that.
outfielders,
No,
Mark?
no. How are you going to carry like 7 outfielders?
No, that makes no sense.
You
You
trade.
don't have,
I'd
you have
carry
25
5.
guys. Yeah, you have 25 guys on your roster.
Johnny
Mark.
Gomes, Daniel Nava, Shane Victorino, Jackie Bradley,
Grady Sizemore,
Grady
Mike
Sizemore.
Carp.
Mike Carp.
Yeah,
That would be
okay.
fine.
Six.
I'm
If tho-
saying
yeah, if you're
trade.
saying
outfielders?
6,
Are
yeah.
you insane?
Those would be my same 6 if you were picking 6, but I would get rid of. I
I
would
said
take
trade
Carp
Carp.
off of that list as well.
What?
Honestly,
No
listen.
way.
Here's the reason, because I feel like this season was supposed to be the balancing act year. Last year it was supposed to be the rebuilding year. They wind up winning a World Series. This season we've got the three young guys that we're all ready to see come on to the Red Sox and start producing, which is Jackie Bradley Jr., Will Middlebrooks, and Xander Bogaerts. They wanted Stephen Drew back here so that they could help Bogaerts work his way into the lineup.
But they
same
didn't.
exact thing.
No, they wanted Stephen Drew to play every day.
They
Just
wa-
because
No,
they
no,
love
no, no,
it.
wait,
Just
wait,
because
wait,
John
listen,
Farrell
let
loves
me
his
get in here,
glove.
guys.
Every single where there is a double position, I'm telling you that Farrell will want to be working these guys in gradually.
The only way Jackie Bradley Jr. is on the major league roster is if he's playing every day. You're going to stunt his growth by having him platoon.
Yeah, exactly. The
Yeah, but
same
he
thing
can
with
learn
Bogaerts.
from Grady Sizemore.
Do you want Bogaerts playing like every other day with Stephen Drew? No. What are you thinking?
No, I don't, and that's why
What?
I'm glad they didn't do it. I'm glad they didn't do it. I've wanted Bogaerts, and I think Bogaerts is the most ready of the 3. I think Will Middlebrooks has the most experience, and he still has a little bit
But say Stephen Drew was on the team, Bogaerts would actually have to sit, or Middlebrooks would have to sit. Bogaerts will play third.
No, they would have traded
No,
Middlebrooks.
they would. I wouldn't want that. But here's the thing. I know I said a
I'm
couple
just
weeks
saying
ago
that
that
would
I would have
happen.
liked to see
Yeah.
Stephen Drew back as an insurance policy if Middlebrooks, crapped his pants again this year, if Bogaerts wasn't quite ready as an insurance policy.
Whoa. He didn't
but-
crap his pants, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. I know he's your boy and everything, Brian, but
he
wasn't
was
exactly
struggling
good
against
last
the
year.
outside pitch, which a lot
He
of
was striking out a
power
lot. He
hitters
wasn't working
do.
the pot.
soiled
A
himself
lot,
a little bit.
He wasn't
a
working
lot
the
of
count.
a lot of power hitters struggle with
little bit of soil in the pants.
How many walks did he get last year? Like 10? Like
less
10?
than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy doesn't
Some guys
work the
have
count.
plate and
Plate
don't walk a
discipline
lot.
issues. But
Yeah.
but let's get back to the
like
topic.
AJ Brzezinski had like 4 last year.
All right,
are you complaining about AJ Brzezinski?
I'm
no.
pretty sure he had more than 4 walks last year.
No,
Brian.
he
Why
didn't.
don't you look it up?
No,
But,
he didn't.
I
I'm gonna
want-
look it
I want
up right
Christian-
now.
I want Christian Vasquez.
I do too.
No, but let's get back to this topic right here. Okay, you signed Grady Sizemore to a 1-year incentive-laden deal.
Yes.
What do you lose by starting the guy?
Oh,
if he
nothing.
comes up and he falls apart, you've got Jackie Bradley Jr. waiting in AAA to come up.
Why do you have to have him in AAA though? Why don't you just
I want
have
him
him
playing
on the
I want him-
current?
I want
Oh,
him
sorry.
playing
He had
every day.
11 walks.
Okay,
last
so
year.
he also has an issue there. But
All right, I understand what you're talking about, how you don't want him losing out on playtime. It's the
Yeah.
same reason, for instance, that the Bruins have Nicholas Fedberg playing in Providence rather than sitting on the bench behind Tuukka
Right.
Rask.
And Chad
All right, and I can understand that. However, I think Sizemore is going to need his breaks here and there. We don't know how fragile
Middlebrooks had 20
Sizemore really
walks
is.
last year.
Okay, so if you're going to have Sizemore with breaks, then if you want Jackie Bradley Jr. as the guy that's going to be platooning, which I think is a big mistake, you're going to have to get rid of an outfielder. You can't carry 6 outfielders on a 25-man
So you
roster.
trade Mike Carp.
Yeah, that's
and
I agree
Which you
with
guys
Mark.
don't
Then you
wanna
gotta get.
do.
I don't want to do that. But if there is a guy that's gonna go, I'm sorry, Mike Carp's the guy.
Trade Mike Carp for
Because
a reliever.
I mean, Johnny Gomes is the clubhouse glue, and he's a guy that hits lefties well. Daniel Nava is just fantastic in his role. He's just
He can walk like a
he's a great guy to have in the lineup on a daily basis. So yeah, Mike Carp is the guy, and I unfortunately I love Mike Carp, but yeah, if that was to be the scenario, Mark, then yeah, Mike Carp would be the guy.
But I
Sort of
don't
an
think that's ever
embarrassment
going
of
to
riches.
happen.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a lot of options, and someone's going to be the odd man out, obviously. And
It's going to be Jackie Bradley. to
I
start
think
the
it's a
season.
shame
young,
that
though.
it's Jackie
He's
Bradley
young.
Jr., though, because he is a guy who this year, with the other 2 Bogarts and Middlebrooks, you want to see this young team start to rebuild and become the team of the future that we're about to see. And I feel like if Jackie Bradley Jr. isn't a part of that this year, when's he going to be a part of it?
Well,
and how is that going to be
just
for
because
his
he's not
development?
the starter on opening day doesn't mean he'll be
I'm not
not be the
I'm not
starter
saying that's a
halfway
big
through
deal.
the
I
season.
never-
I think Grady
said-
Sizemore
yeah.
should be the
You
starter.
know what's going to happen? Grady Sizemore's going to start on opening day, and if 2 months into the season, 3 months into the season, however long into the season, we find out that either Grady Sizemore is not performing the way we expected, or he's having health concerns, Jackie Bradley Jr. is right there, and he's going to come up. Why
Exactly.
does everyone feel the need to start the year
Oh,
with
I'm not
Jackie
saying
Bradley Jr.?
start. I'm not saying start. I'm saying saying have him platoon with
No,
Grady Sizemore.
That's the stupidest
Because
thing that hurts both of them.
I don't like that at all. I don't like
that. Hurts great. Actually, that hurts Jackie Bradley the most.
You guys are looking into the small sample size again. Jackie Bradley had little experience to show what he has because Jacoby Ellsbury was the center fielder.
So if it's the same thing, if you're platooning Grady Sizemore and Jackie Bradley,
how do you think that
deal? Every day.
How do you think a guy like Jackie Bradley Jr. being a young baseball player feels about that when he was supposed to be the guy this year, supposed to get his reps last year, and Ellsbury's all over center field, and now you got this season coming in. You're the guy. No, wait, Grady Sizemore just outplayed you in spring training. Right. How's this guy going to develop?
And defensively, there's no decline because Grady Sizemore and Jackie Bradley had the same.
No, Jackie Bradley's way better defensively.
Well, then you can make that case too. That
and here's the
maybe
thing,
Grady Sizemore will get injured.
Here's the thing,
in
Grady Sizemore,
running after the ball.
5 years ago, Grady Sizemore was a 30-30 guy, right? If he can be 60% of that, if he can be 60% of that, guess what? I'm taking it.
You're right.
I'm taking it.
You're right about that. I hope that him going down to the minors again this year, if Jackie Bradley Jr. winds up there, doesn't impact his mental ability to actually, keep going.
It improved Will Middlebrooks
to get to that point.
His approach at the plate this spring
did not play that well last year.
I'm
stop
talking.
trying to defend Will
Whoa,
Middlebrooks.
no! Did you see him from August to the end of the year? He was great.
Bring up Chiquini.
He had eight home runs.
Bring up Chiquini.
Oh my God! No, you're stupid.
He hasn't been.
You're stupid. You're stupid.
All right. Well, that was our abridged version of the Sports Blast. Here, we'll be back next Sunday. We'll see you then. Peace out.